most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show on a beautiful Friday. We made it. You made it. You made it to Friday, and here we are excited to talk about, we talk about sports here in the great city of Detroit. But before we go there, we'll talk to my guest host, that is, co-host, that is Anson Wells. No longer the guest host, the co-host.
Hey, I love that. I was excited for this weekend after the National last weekend, which got a little footage for you here.
Okay.
But I was so excited to take it chill, and then Stick reminded me that I committed to running Bloomfield Bounce House this weekend.
Ooh.
So I got intern Gordon with me
Shout out to Gordo.
this weekend. Yeah, the dude is just down, man. He's down.
Shout out to Gordo, too, as we say hello to the rest of the crew. Sweet Potato Can rocking the maize and blue. I see you
Blue.
over there, my guy. Sometimes we get the UT, sometimes we get the Michigan. Today happens to be a Michigan day, so all is right in the world.
You got it. Yeah, no more burnt orange. You'll probably see shades of it during the football season, but it's
big
a
games,
maize and blue day today.
Like a big game week, maybe like the Red River Shootout, something along that.
You already know,
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. As I say hello to Justin Satawa, or as he's known, Juice. What's up, Juice?
How's it going, baby? It's good to be here as always. Just living life as always. Come on.
Now, who came up with the nickname Juice? How do we get you to Juice?
Cam.
That's all me. Yeah, I mean that's just the way it is. I've been told that my mom's dad, aka one of my other grandpa there, gave everyone nicknames, and that's just in my DNA.
Juice.
That's how it goes.
Juice is one of those names, though. As soon as you say Juice, there is only one person that you think about, and it is not the quarterback from Illinois Fighting Illini back in 2008. It's Orenthal James Simpson. It's got to be the Juice. The Juice is loose. Mm-hmm. You guys want to hear Friday OJ story?
Hell yes, we want an OJ story.
How about I mix two Hall of Famers in the same story? Orenthal James Simpson. All right, here we go. So Super Bowl is in Miami. This would have been 2009. It's in 2009. Super Bowl is in Miami, so I'm out there. Or 2008. I'm doing a song and dance. I'm going around. I'm going to the parties. The players' party, the Nike party, EA Sports had party. Why would you say EA Sports? You say it like the game. Like I didn't just say EA Sports. It was like EA Sports. Anyway, so we're at Prime 112. Prime 112 is like the premier restaurant back then. It's still one of the nicest restaurants in the country. If you don't believe me, look it up. Prime 112. They do the most money per capita in terms of how small they are. They do the most money every year. So I'm sitting in there, and I'm at OJ's table. We have similar agents. We had the same financial individual at the time. So I was invited, and I came. I'm going to go sit at the table. I'm going to eat. This is Prime 112. This is OJ. This is after everything happened, obviously. I'm sitting in there. Jim Brown walks in. Now, at the time, Jim Brown was working with, see where I was going. Jim Brown working with the Cleveland Browns. He was kind of the ambassador, so the go-between between the players and the front office. If the front office needed something, they could kind of tell Jim. Jim would come down there and tell us in a certain way. And vice versa. If we needed something, we'd tell Jim, and he'd go upstairs and talk to ownership and management. So Jim walks in, gives a stern look to me as he passes by my table. I'm talking about one of those. He can't move his neck very good, so it was like
Cleveland Brown to Cleveland Brown.
And he turns around and keeps walking to his table. So I go speak to Jim. I'm like, what's up, JB? I've been seeing him now for the last 4 years. I said, JB, what's going on? Why are you sitting over there? I was like, I'm saying financial people, got invited to the table, Prime 112, good food. I'm talking about why are you sitting next to him? I was like, well, I'm not sitting next to him, but I'm at the same table. He said, get away from that table. I was like, yes, sir. So I literally go back over there. I tell my financial advisor, I'm like, hey, look, I'm going to go over there and sit next to Jim. And I went over there and sat next to Jim. His hatred for OJ.
Really?
His hatred was OJ was on another level. And it's funny. I find it a bit hypocritical. Now, I don't speak ill about the dead, and I won't. But his it wasn't necessarily the court case. Let's leave it at that. That's fair. Mm-hmm. It was more so OJ in the comment, I'm not black, I'm OJ. How OJ wasn't a fighter, if you will. He wasn't a fighter in the community. He didn't stand up for rights. He didn't fight for this, that, and third. OJ just got paid and kept it as such. Lived in Hollywood and Beverly Hills. And I cracked the joke to Jim Brown. I said, Jim, you don't like the OJ like white girls? Because last time I checked, you was the first black man to kiss a white girl in a movie in movie history.
That's right.
When I tell you, he wanted to be so pissed at me, but he was
Couldn't help himself.
gave me a little chuckle. So that's my OJ / Jim Brown story.
Delivered.
Long story short,
delivered.
Jim said move. I said yes, Mr. Brown. I set my ass
Sir,
over
yes,
there with
sir.
Jim Brown. Football is back.
Well, speaking of deliveries, before we get there,
Football is back. Go ahead.
I had something signed by you for a certain influencer, which I delivered
Gotta get the headphones.
in person last Saturday, and I think we got it in Slack here. It's short, and then we'll get to football, guys.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Gary Braylon. For you, big shout out, my homie. I'll remember you dragging those fucking Patriots in the end zone to the day I die. And Woodland Sports, let's fucking go.
Hey,
That's right, man.
hey.
Shout out to
the man, the myth, the legend, Gary V. I wasn't necessarily super versed on Gary V before I went to the Jets. Like, had heard the name, seen a couple things here and there, but didn't necessarily know the mission, know the man, know the reach. And when you meet him, man, he came and spoke to the team, I want to say in 2010, my second year with the Jets. Instant fan, instant brother, and just a great guy. And the mission stays the same from the time I met him till now. Like, he is all about the people, and he is all about his mission, man. Shout out to GV. Appreciate you, brother.
And we got something cooking. He's very interested.
Okay.
He's very interested.
I can't wait.
We got a little something cooking. The warm Wolverine.
I cannot wait, just like I can't wait for the Detroit Lions to start their season, much like the Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers did last night. The Arizona Cardinals fall to the Carolina Panthers 33-30 in the final score. Two things, our first question, and we'll let you guys rock and roll from there. One, Carson Beck.
Who'd have thought it?
Now, it's preseason. It's the first game. It's the Hall of Fame game. But Carson Beck, it's not the Carson Beck that I remember from college. Arm looked stronger. He looked more poised. He looked controlled. I know it's a preseason game, but should Carson Beck be the starter going into the season? I think we know who Jacoby Brissett is, and you're on a team that's trying to figure it out. Is Carson Beck should be the starter moving forward in the season?
Man, I got to say.
Why not?
There's no reason that he shouldn't be.
Why not?
Stick drafted him in our Dynasty League one spot before me. I was pissed because I kind of sneaky like his composure. He's never really been bad.
Nah, the arm strength, where he was throwing the ball, the dots, the confidence, how he looked in the huddle, the poise, the control. And once again, I know you guys are going to say, Braylon, it was the preseason. It was the first game. They didn't even have starters on the other side. Do you know how hard it is to play in the very first game of the season as a player, as coaches, in terms of being efficient? That was an efficient game. It was an efficient game. I mean, he was 16 of 19. He was 180 yards. He had a touchdown in there. He ran. It looked pretty good. Shout out to the coaches for having those guys ready. Am I doing too much, Justin, as it relates to Carson Beck starting for the Arizona Cardinals?
I mean, maybe starting quarterback, yes, but in terms of how he looked, he did look different than he was last year. He looks like he's finally healthy off of his injury. He looked like he had that arm strength back that we saw at Georgia before he got hurt that he did not necessarily have last year in Miami. So I think that he's got a chance to start a game or two this year for the Cardinals. We'll see what that leads to, but I'm not ready to name him a starting quarterback yet. But he looked better than I expected. I'll tell you that.
Only reason I asked, I just have more so along the lines, and we know what Jacoby Brissett is. Jacoby Brissett has a low ceiling, not gonna have a ton of turnovers, not necessarily getting the ball down the field. Will manage the game as best he can, but you know who he is. Whether it's Cleveland, whether it's Indianapolis, and now with the Arizona Cardinals. Carson Beck is new. It's a new wave, and they looked interesting yesterday. Are we excited because football is back, or are we excited because it was an entertaining game yesterday? It was back and forth, up and down.
And honestly, Carson Beck's the only guy that's going to keep Marvin Harrison Jr. happy out there.
That's true.
So they need to get the ball to him. Justin, does this bring back any deja vu for you from a game 2024?
Yes, sir. Georgia Tech versus Georgia, where Haynes King, the quarterback on the other side, matched up against Carson Beck, and I will say that he looked pretty damn good. Shout out Haynes King, man.
8 overtimes that game went. Really cool to see these guys battle again. And then your boy Haynes winning on the runoff, basically. No time, gets into the end zone. It's a good one.
The white Lamar Jackson.
Hey, let's go.
You know what I love is as we're getting more and more into this space and the age where like every color has players that can run. Every color has players that are good. Every color has a player that is
Mike
defensive.
McMahon, baby.
100%. Like, we no longer have to be like, yo, this guy's like the black this or the white that. It's getting to the point where you be like, yo, this guy got Lamar Jackson type skills. This guy's got, Matt Stafford type skills.
White boys can dunk nowadays, man.
They win in dunk contests.
I know.
They won 3-4 in a row.
Wild.
They weren't even on teams, but I digress. Shout out to Mac McClung on
Great
that.
white hype.
1,000%. One thing, and then we'll get to I know why you guys came. The bag was had yesterday,
Yes,
and
they
now
did.
we got the stats. We got the numbers on Jahmyr Gibbs' contract, the highest paid running back in NFL history per his new extension. Last thing on the game, NFL's got to stop being predictable as it relates to who's going into the Hall of Fame. And the only reason I bring that up is because it's always a political thing. I've noticed this when I was a kid, looking way back. Whatever is relevant or whatever is close in proximity to a conversation are the players that they're going to choose. What teams played last night? The Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers?
Irrelevant teams.
Okay. Who's going into the Hall of Fame this year? Is there a Cardinal going into the Hall of
Luke?
Fame this year?
Kuechly and Fitzgerald.
Is there a Carolina Panther going to the Hall of Fame? The first time I noticed this when Tony Baselli went in. They said Tony Baselli would never get in as a left tackle from the Jacksonville Jaguars, didn't play long enough, was injured towards the end of his career. Well, when the Jacksonville Jaguars got good that year, remember when the Jacksonville Jaguars went to the AFC Championship? Remember that with Blake Bortles? Well, Tony Baselli got in that year. Remember when John Lynch finally got into the Hall of Fame? What year was it? That's right. It was the year the San Francisco 49ers were going to the Super Bowl to play against the Kansas City Chiefs. NFL, stop being so predictable. Whenever you list what teams are playing, guarantee somebody from those teams in the past is going in the Hall that year. 1,000%. The bag was had. Do we want to jump into it now? Or do we want to take a quick commercial break and then jump
So let's
into
talk
the
about
convo?
it. They are here.
They're here.
to
They're ready.
hear about
What's up, chat?
Jahmyr Gibbs.
I ain't even talked to the chat today. What is going on? How y'all feeling?
Yeah, smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
During the break, I'm going to go get that one jersey. I left it in my office, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we're giving that away. Should we double super chats? That's what we do on the last day. We're doubling them. Smash the like button, get your super chats in, and then please click that little share. Copy the link, get it to your fantasy football friends, get it to your work friends, get it into some group chat, and help us out. We appreciate it and all of your support each and every day.
Here we go. The contract for Jahmyr Gibbs is more than Bijan Robinson. Looking at this right here as it relates to the breakdown, 6 years, $75.5 million possible in this contract. 0.5 more, well, $500,000 more than Bijan Robinson. Base salary is, or the base contract value, 67.5 is Jahmyr Gibbs, 66.75 is Bijan Robinson, 51.5 to 51, 38 to 37 guaranteed, and then 75.75 to 75. He wins in all regards. When you saw this, Justin, first thought when you saw the numbers on Jahmyr Gibbs' contract?
That I called it. Because I said that if you were going to say what contract I thought he was going to get, I thought he was going to get 25-25, which would have ended up being 75-75. So that was my initial thought. I was like, damn, who's giving Justin the insider information? But I was extremely happy that it wasn't a couple million more than Bijan Robinson. You know, we're talking, $250K. That's pocket change in the NFL. And I think that is in terms of if you're going to wait and see and do that type of approach like they did, and you still end up only paying $25,000 or $250,000 a year more than Bijan's contract. I think that's an absolute win. I love this contract. I think the flexibility that it has is very good. You have him signed until he is 29 years old, and it's all front-loaded. So you're going to get his best seasons for the value you pay for him, and then you can get out in the back end, which I like in case he end up getting injured like Anson is worried.
I mean, listen, you see the 1A, you see the 1B.
Who's 1A, who's 1B?
They're so close
Yeah.
in every regard. Obviously, they're a little different in their running styles, and one might be a little more electric, the one might be a little more of a workhorse. I guess my question with all the other guys out there, we saw that big board of 10, and I'm going to put this to you, is why these two? Why do these two ascend so much higher than everyone else? And we've been talking about them since last year. These two were kind of going 1 and 2 in drafts last year. This year it seems legit.
Yeah, I think they're the dual threat running backs. When you talk about those special type of running backs, there's only a few that come around. Marshall Faulk was a special type of running back. LaDainian Tomlinson, a special type of running back. Roger Craig in the 80s, special type of running back. And now you have these two. I think why you're getting these two to get paid like they are. I'm going to just bring up some names. Barry Sanders, Eric Dickerson, Earl Campbell, Emmitt Smith, LaDainian Tomlinson, Marshall Faulk. Do you know what they all have in common?
Hall of Fame?
Yeah, they're in the Hall, 1,000%. When you look at their first 3 years, excuse me, when you look at their first 3 years, Jahmyr Gibbs has more touchdowns than all of them.
Yeah.
Has more touchdowns than all of them. When you look at the rushing yards, Jahmyr's sitting at 3,580. He's probably about 1,500 yards behind the majority of them. But when you get to the scrimmage yards from scrimmage, it starts to catch back up, and you see where he is. He's fifth in that list of guys. You're paying that guy for that reason, because all these guys are in the Hall. All these guys are special, and not all those guys were dual threats like Jahmyr Gibbs is. And like Justin talked about, you're paying him for these next 3 years where he's ascending to his prime. I think it was a good deal. They front-loaded, and they got it. When you mention those names, LaDainian, Emmitt, Earl, Eric, Barry, Marshall, for his first 3 years, he is in there and only getting better. You're paying him for the years to come. Not like a Miggy situation where you wait, you pay him in this buku cheese, and then it starts to fall apart. The things that he's done, regardless of who's around him, they're elite. They're on another level. They're even to the point where he's the first NFL player in history. Not the first. He's the number one player in history in 3 years with 49 touchdowns. He's seventh as it relates to 10 or more touchdowns in the first receiving touchdowns in his first 3 years. The numbers back up the contract. And the same for Bijan. I don't want to make this completely about Jahmyr, although it is today. It's Detroit, it's the Lions. It's Detroit, it's Jahmyr.
That guy.
Same with our Bijan. Bijan Robinson's on the same wavelength, minus the touchdowns, as Jahmyr Gibbs. They're two special running backs, and this is what the market is. This is what it is. And the Lions are just lucky to have Jahmyr Gibbs.
And so it's what, 24, 25, and 26?
Yeah.
It's the ages that he's
Some
under?
ages, yeah.
I like that. That's not what I have an issue with. You know, when you're talking about 21, 22-year-old guys coming in and playing for 4 or 5 years of getting a lot of touches, now you're looking at extending a guy that at 26 years old for 3 or 4 years. That is where I was out. This is done right. We got into the debate of 4 years, $100 million. It was 25 strict by each year, 4 years. This is so much better. And shout out to Justin, because he did answer, what if it was just this? And at that point, and he did, and I said, that I'd be okay with. Yeah. And when this hit, you did look like the soothsayer, because this is comfortable for everybody. Yeah. Not only in the city, in the front office, everybody on the field, because you got the guy getting number one numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Number one pay. But then I don't think that there's really anybody out of the Lions fans, and some people were on my side, some people were on your guys' side. No one can come away from this deal mad.
I agree, and that's fair. You look at it like that, as it's structured, as it says, and then they have incentives to get even to that higher number. 75 is the number that if everything goes right, you get. He's more along the lines of going to get 68 to 71 per se based on the deal, but we're not the only ones excited. The city of Detroit aren't the only people excited that Jahmyr Gibbs is back with the team and paid his head coach, the head man, Dan Campbell. He had some thoughts on Jahmyr being back inside.
Geeked.
I don't. Right here. Well, I can't play that. It's from the NFL Network, unfortunately.
All righty, we'll do a better job.
He was excited.
Yeah.
He's very excited.
As he should be. And it goes back to the conversation last week.
And you can see him trying to be cool and calm, much like you say in the conversation last week. He was trying to be cool and calm and not show how frustrated he was. But he was frustrated, and you could read between the lines. And he's super stoked, and you don't need to read between the lines, seeing all the stuff that's come out today and even last night. This is something that both him and Brad wanted to get done. And myself, I knew this was going to happen. It just is waiting for that shoe to drop and see what the actual numbers were. We didn't find out until the Heavies were live from Martin Jakes last night. They celebrated when you see this deal. I don't think that there's any Lions fan that can be upset after seeing these numbers.
Yeah, numbers are the numbers. He got paid, much like Amon-Ra St. Brown said last week. Oh, he's going to get his bag. Everybody knew the bag would be had. It's just excited that it's over. We talked about it yesterday. The conversation is over. Now he's back. Now he's with the team. Now we can move forward and move into what the team is going to look like. But Jameer getting this money 3 years in. Like, what's a good prediction on the numbers this year? Let's just have some fun. This is speculation. It's a Friday. Throwing some stuff out there, seeing what sticks. What will be some predictions? Because you got a hell of a squad. You got a lot of mouths to feed on this offense. Jared Goff's going to have an interesting year. A fun, interesting year, but an interesting year at that.
I mean, you got to be between 18 and 2. I mean, that's what you're paid to be.
Yeah.
That's what your track record shows. I mean, you're good for 600 yards in the air, period. And you're good for 1,200 on the ground. So now what can you change about that? Can you hit 13? Can you hit 14 on the ground and 7 in the air and really put a transcendent number up? All of those are in front of him. The usage is what it all comes down to for me. How much is Isaiah going to touch the ball? How healthy can the other guys that make things that much easier, like Sam Laporta, like the wideouts, can they make it really easy for Jameer and wide open like we've seen for him in the past when the offensive line was great, when the offense itself as a whole was clicking? Because when that's happening, this guy is an absolute menace in the NFL, a guy that's just a threat to put up over 200 yards every single week. So give me 19 plus.
19 plus. Okay, I like that. Justin, I'm going to come over to you. I know you're a guy that numbers don't necessarily matter. It's not about the numbers until a point. You will be right. Because part of that money that he's getting is decoy numbers. As well as he plays, you get decoy, you get everybody else involved. Some games they'll be able to use you as a decoy and feed other people. But what does it look like for you? What are some predictions? Be bold.
I want to be bold. I really do. But at the same time, I don't think that he's going to get the workload to get much more than he got last year. I think that
you don't want that either, right?
I don't. No, I think that if he's sitting 1,800, I'd be very happy. 18 tugs. If he replicated his season last year on a better efficiency, that would be good enough for me. I'm more looking for the efficiency, not for the numbers. Like the games where Anson is critical on where he essentially disappeared, I want those games to disappear for lack of a better word.
Oh yeah.
So I'm very excited though. I think that he's going to have a great year. I think he's going to be super explosive. I don't think that we're going to have to overuse him as well, where he's going to be looking to get that 1,900 or 2,000 yard mark. I don't think that that's going to happen. I really don't, especially with the emergence of JMO. Obviously, people think that Tesla's going to be more of an option. Laporta's going to be healthy. Like, there's just so many things that are going on around this Lions offense where I just question that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be able to get 1,800 plus again.
Interesting that you bring up Laporta, because we will be talking about selling Laporta in the next segment. Now that Jahmyr Gibbs has the bag, now that they have crossed another draft pick off, who's getting paid next? How much? What does that look like? $15 million still had under the cap by the Detroit Lions.
They still got money left?
They do.
Are you sure?
They do. They're doing things the right way. They're not doing things like, hey, I tell you what, they're not doing things like the Los Angeles Clippers, who we will talk about in the second hour today. Finding ways to sneak around the cap. You got to be careful. They will get you. The federal, they're around. They're watching. I don't think that it will change, though, in terms of – let me reword that. As it relates to Jahmyr Gibbs this year, I don't think he has to have more touches. I don't think he has to do more and more user rate to have more numbers and have more stats. One of the biggest reasons last year why he couldn't have stats is the offensive line was sucked. One of the reasons why he couldn't have stats like we project is the offensive coordinator. Couldn't get into a rhythm, couldn't get him going. They won't have that issue that year. The offensive line will be better. Now, how much better, we don't know, but it will be better than last year. The offensive coordinator, that will be much better than last year. I don't think he needs more touches to be more effective on the field. I look to the tune of 2,100 yards from scrimmage. I think it's 1,500 rushing. I think it's 600 receiving. That takes him down 300 yards or 236 yards from last year, which he had 836 receiving. I think you're looking at 2,100. You're looking at 15 rushing. You're looking at 6. I think 17.
21, hey?
Well, realistically, yeah. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm believing in. His rushing yards will be better this year. Wow. And I think I only had him at 1,500. It's not like I had him at 19. And then 600 receiving yards is actually 236 less than he had last year.
So let me push back on that. With the assistance of Steve Lehman here in the chat, he says Gibbs' receptions won't match that of the last half of the season. It was only out of necessity due to Laporta going down.
And I just dropped him 236 yards. So I'm telling you, 2,100 is where I'm at. 17 touchdowns rushing, 7 receiving touchdowns. And that's how I got him at 24.
So 18, 19, 21. You want to throw a number out there, sweet potato?
I'm going 21.
Where's your number?
I'm going
Total.
Total. We're talking rushing and passing. We'll say 22.
Whoa, I love the optimism
I
of this
love
man. He's always positive.
22. I think 18 rushing, 4 receiving. Look out for a lot of breakaway touchdowns.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I think the offensive line being better helps Jahmyr Gibbs, and I think also, too, Jahmyr Gibbs. One thing about the Lions, one thing that we've seen so far with the Lions is, unlike some teams and some places, when guys get paid, the numbers go down. When guys get paid, it doesn't seem like guys care as much, or they're not on that good of team. Everybody that has gotten paid in Detroit, the numbers went up. Aiden's numbers went up. Amon-Ra's numbers went up. Jared Goff's numbers went up. Jack Campbell's numbers are about to go up. Kirby's numbers went up until he got hurt. So everybody in Detroit that has gotten paid, it's almost like a rite of passage. I got the bread, but it wasn't about the bread. I'm about to show you why I got this bread. I deserve this bread. So I think that in itself, I'm not saying he's going out there and have 2,400 yards, 2,300 yards. Bijan had 23 last year. Different team, different setup. But I think 2,100 is fair, and I think the way they're going to go about doing it through Drew Petzing. Maybe it's the Petzing podium talk. Maybe it got me excited. Maybe I'm looking at that, Anson.
Well, Hammond's in the chat here, and they're all y'all glazing Gibbs.
Who's glazing?
Us.
He
Apparently,
did 1,800 last year on a team that was not necessarily that good.
Hammond's son 7119 says Gibbs is a tandem back.
Dick Gibbs is a tandem back. What are your running backs?
Kyle Monagai.
A literal tandem.
What are your running backs? DeAndre Swift ain't even a
Nah,
tandem
I don't
running
know
back.
if they're claiming DeAndre Swift going to go out and get 2,200 yards this year, but he's not paid to do that.
But I'm trying to ask, why is that glazing when you gave a track record of how you can get there? He had 1834 behind a bad offensive line. He had 1834 with inconsistent offensive coordinator. They had to fire their offensive coordinator legitimately before halfway through the season, and he still found his way to 1834 and 20 touchdowns.
Look at what we're going to lose because of that money, says Rob is.
Lose in terms of
future.
You mean the $130 million in cap space we have next year or 2 years from now?
100%.
Like, what are we talking about?
It's when I said we have money left, I was kind of prompting you guys to let the chat know. Like, the Lions have kind of figured out a little cheat code, and we're going to be talking about creative cheat codes.
It's not a Steve Ballmer cheat code. You got to watch yourself.
Yeah, this one's a legal one, and we'll talk about the other one later. But listen, when we come back, we're going to show you what these guys have done, because they've done something that nobody else in Lions franchise history has done. It's the type of stuff that the Steelers were doing in the 70s and have been successful over the decades doing. It's getting your guys, getting it right, and then keeping them, right?
Here's two things. Thing one, we're about to go to commercial break and come back and have a conversation. But thing one, why are we talking about next year?
Right.
Like, that's the first thing. Why are we talking about next year? Why are we talking about what can happen next year? We're talking about there's that word. We're talking about right now. We're talking about the 2026 football season. Also, too, congratulations. You guys got one of these type of players that don't come around very often, and you paid him handsomely as such.
Say it generational.
I dare you say that word? Are you mad? People, man.
They are, man.
People in Detroit act like the money coming out of their pocket. It's not. It's coming out of Sheila Hamm's pocket,
right.
And the money goes up every year through the NFL revenue shares. All right, bet. We'll take a quick commercial break. We're here from Planet Fitness, and we'll keep coming back with this conversation that is the Detroit Lions. More on that, but first, Planet Fitness. Where fitness is essential. 2,700 gyms around the country. It is the gym for you. There's no judgment, trainers on staff, and you know what? They understand the mission. We're all strong on this planet, and that planet is Planet Fitness. Pull up anytime, and they will help you start, continue, or excel your journey. There are 50-plus locations here in the great state of Michigan. So if you see that thumbs up, you only get the thumbs up if you go in there and put that work in. Remember, Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. Two, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Building a whole combat sports enterprise in the heart of it in Detroit, and that's what I think is the coolest.
I think with opportunity, right? Like you said, maybe you like to punch people in the face for real, and you know, you want to be a boxer, and you have an option there. Maybe you don't like getting punched in the face, and you want to make, you know, you like the theatricals and the storylines, and so you have an avenue here. Maybe you start at one and then want to change to the other. I don't care. I just want you in the building and know that you have some place to go to explore that. Just having the ability to, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it to the best of your ability? And, you know, it all starts with the kids.
Jahmyr Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Guys, here to tell you about All Day IPA because it's the weekend, and I know you're making a decision this weekend at the corner store. Why choose beer when you could get the king of the IPAs? Because it's never bitter, it's always refreshing, always balanced. That 4.7% ABV is going to pace you throughout the weekend. The choice is easy. It's Founders All Day IPA, but make sure when you make that choice that you drink it responsibly. And also want to tell you a little bit about the leaders in LASIK. We're talking about the Yaldo Eye Center. That deal we had a little earlier, it's gone up, but it's still thousands less than the competition. But realistically, is there even any competition in the state of Michigan? Over 30 years, they've been number one, over 100,000 successful procedures. And let's talk about LASIK. It's 8 minutes, it's painless, and pretty much everybody is left seeing 20/20 the very next day. Make the call. 248-553-9800. I know you've been thinking about it, so why delay? Regardless of your prescription, $19.99 per eye. Now's the time to call.
And we are back, still talking about the conversation. That is Jahmyr Gibbs, the new contract, and what does that mean moving forward for the Detroit Lions? It's not hiring, but signing players on the team already. How's the chat looking? How they feeling?
They're having a good time today. We got some super chats coming in. Some of them I think we might have to save a little bit. Some of them are ready to go. I want to throw this out for J-Rod Sayers because he paid $10. He asked yesterday with some more money. I sent him the information. I did send Bray the information last night. Bray, as an FYI, I was simply just saying that today is the last week for my softball season. Wasn't making a push to force your hand.
Oh, yeah.
However, if it's cool with you, I'll take a rain check for 2027 if you can't play this evening. They got 2 games, semis, and then maybe the ship. Maybe a legend
that'd be
could
awesome.
take them over and help them win it. I don't know. You free tonight?
We're going to see what happens.
All right. He's got the information, J-Rod. We appreciate you so much, and I still have something for you as well.
We are going to see what happens. All right, getting back into the conversation, a lot of people in the chat want to talk about the Sam Laporta. Some people necessarily don't feel that should have signed Jahmyr Gibbs to this money. What does it mean for the future? Justin, what say you?
Before you pull up that graphic that Cam is about to put up, because we appreciate him so much, I actually am putting into Slack right now a video of Gibbs like his first media presser about him signing his extension. So I'm getting that in here for you guys right now.
We do have some more super chats while you're doing that.
Yeah.
Shout out
Perfect.
Rando Smalls kicking things off. He says, never fear, Smalls is here. In fact, they've got a new Sandlot respin of like modern day where they're fathers and they got kids in a little league.
Like, leave that stuff alone. Like, I remember when that doggone Cobra Kai Dojo shit came out in 2020.
Cobra Kai, the first season's good.
I'll pass. Like, I remember Ryan.
Did you watch it?
I did, because Ryan and Mask kept hyping it up. So yeah, I watched. I said, this is exactly what I thought it was, a sham.
Put that series in a body bag, huh?
Oh my God.
All right, what
Yeah,
you
man,
got for us?
Sandlot's
Justin?
legendary, dude. Don't even touch it again.
Like 1,000%. What's next? They gonna be trying to drag Charlie Conway out here to coach the Mighty Ducks? I'll pass. I don't know. I might be in for that.
they got you, Braylon.
I might be in on that one. I might be in
Here's
on
Gibbs
that one.
talking about how much he
Okay.
loves the city of Detroit.
Yeah, for sure. This process was extremely stressful. I just wanted to play ball. I miss being out there with my teammates and coaches, and it's just fun being out there now with my pads and stuff on. Just feels a lot better. Community. Yeah, I think before I got here, everything you hear about Detroit's negative, and when you say something, all I can say is positive things. The people, there's a lot of good food here, the culture. I love being here, so I'm glad I get to be here for the next 5 years, and extremely blessed.
I love Detroit too if they paid me all that money. I'd love them too. Shout out to Detroit. No, but I love what he says. Like, that typically is the word that you hear. We were having a conversation yesterday. Shout out to Freddie Felt, who pulled up on the studio, man. Him and Miss Felt came and showed some love, and we were talking about whenever you talk about Detroit in the past, outside of Detroit, tons of negative connotations. That's all you tend to hear. It's always good when players get a chance to come here and actually see for themselves that there's a lot of love and there's a lot of dopeness that happens in this city.
There is a lot of dopeness that happens in the city, but I'll tell you, I'm reading between the lines on that one. Maybe the Lions did play this one right, because maybe the number was a little bit bigger, and maybe they wanted to see where Bijan actually was going to land, and maybe it wasn't 24 or 25. Maybe they waited out a guy that really loves the game so much that it bothered the hell out of him that he wasn't out there. And he didn't like hearing guys like me saying, come on, man, this is the year. Get out there. Because we know when you miss a week or 3 of training camp, the kind of years that most players respond with. So it might have been a little bit of both being true. He's happy with his number, and he's happy to be out there. And that's what you want, is a happy superstar running back.
Happy with the number, and we are too. Speaking of the number is what
Appreciate
the
the
number
flagship for the video. Maybe next time turn up the mic.
is. No, you know what though?
Out.
Just saying.
That's his decibel level.
No, it is.
Like, that's how Jameer talks. Like, I literally was talking to him, did an interview. I was this close to him. That's how he sounds. Like, he's super calm, super quiet, doesn't talk loud, but you hear him and you see him when he's on that field. All right, here we go.
Yes, you do.
Do we have enough money to pay other people now? Is that the question? Is that how we phrase it? Is this the window? Is the window a couple years? Because you guys got some good graphics, some good ways to spend it. Is the window now, and do we have enough money moving forward, Jane? I think we do.
Oh, we absolutely do. And, I'm doing my due diligence here. I'm pulling up the multi-year cap so I can, educate the people here. In 2027,
It's for all the naysayers out there.
yeah, because I already looked at it, and this year we still have cap space this year, and if we don't use it,
15.5.
we could, obviously it goes
2028
to
is
next
wild.
year. Yeah, so next year we have $46 million in cap space, which is 12th in the NFL, only $1 million in dead cap. And then once you go to 2027,
Crazy numbers.
like Anson, or 2028, like Anson says, then you go to $115
Take that and double it!
million, which is 21st in the league, which sucks. But you're only signing additional pieces with that money. You have every single one of your players locked up through 2028, and the first two that you have to look at for new contracts are Goff and St. Brown. And when you have to do that in 2029, you will have, oh Jesus Christ, $305 million in cap space to use in that season. So the window is nowhere near closed, and they will have money to pay more people outside of this team.
1,000%. They will have the money. Those are the numbers. Like I keep saying, the money goes up every year. Every single year it goes up by 20 or more. And the other side of it, too, is what we don't talk about. Every single one of the guys they pay, this is one of the things the Lions have done well as it relates to contracts. Every single guy they pay, they have in their contracts already a renegotiation clause, because they understand. They told those guys, hey, look, man, it's about the team. It's about the win. We're going to put those renegotiations in there. Remember, it came up last year with Jared Goff. It came up with Amon-Ra, St. Brown, etc. If you want to win, this is why we put them in. Every contract has those renegotiation clauses for a reason.
Did you see me just get a little excited?
I did. What happened? Is somebody
I literally
say,
just I just took a look at this.
It's first
This
time
is
ever?
guaranteed for the next 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. All these guys, injury aside, of course, But all of these guys, this is what I wanted my whole life. Really good players that are coming back and want to be here and are treated well by a franchise that cares and creates a culture that we actually want to patronize. This is what the Lions are now. We waited a long time for this, Braylon. And I mean, listen, you can argue about Jared Goff, but he's your guy. And I don't think anybody's mad as long as all those pieces stay healthy and the offensive line can keep them straight up, because you know what he's been able to do over the last 3 years by doing that. But all these guys, every single one of them, we've seen them be absolute game changers. Now, hopefully Aleem comes back to be that. Jack Campbell continues to grow, but this is the stuff we always were jealous of the Steelers for. This is amazing. I just got excited about the football season for the first time. Truly. Like, I know all you guys are crazy about it. I still want to talk hoops. But this is so un-Lions-like. How blessed are we right now?
2 names not on that list. Brian Branch and Sam Laporta. And those are the names that continue to come up. The Brian Branch conversation, we could save that for later. You're talking about coming back off an Achilles situation, Achilles injury. You got to see what that is. The Lions will vet that process, and so will he. He and his representation, they understand that. So I don't think that's the conversation that's going to be had this season or anywhere soon. The Sam Laporta one, that's the one. That's interesting. Based on the money you see, based on the money that will be had, based on the money going up, do you pay Sam Laporta? And if you do, why? Start with you, Anson.
Well, I broke down all of the names. Let's talk about the Super Bowl winning starting tight ends. Travis Kelce multiple times.
Man, I played in the wrong era.
Rob Gronkowski, even Dallas Goedert, Zach Ertz. Yeah. I mean, I go down this list, and Jeremy Shockey, Dallas Clark, these guys are excellent. Shannon Sharp, Jay Novacek. Like, I gave you the names of the running backs that won championships. Out of the last 30 years, there's 5 that excite you. Half of the tight ends that have helped their teams win championships in the last 30 years are basically Hall of Famers or very high-level tight ends. And I know that you say you can get by with the trio that LA Rams have, and I'm sure that they do. But Laporta isn't just a guy that you draft for your fantasy team because he puts up big numbers and he's a breakout talent. This guy is an absolutely complete tight end in every aspect of the game. And what he has meant to the rest of the offense, I think we saw in the second half of last season when he wasn't out there. You have the money to do it. You've created the blueprint. I don't think anybody can look at the last 3 to 5 years of what Dan and Brad do and think to themselves that Sam Laporta is not going to get paid, because he's going to. And as long as Brian Branch is healthy and he turns out this year and shows up, he's going to get it too. And make that 8 into 10, please.
I mean, to be fair, though, Anson, just to be fair on the tight end argument.
Get him.
The last 5 years, the Super Bowl champions have been the Seattle Seahawks, no names. The Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, who are you talking about? AJ Barnum with the Michigan.
Dallas Goedert is not a no name. But it's just because he was
you just said Hall of Famers.
What did he do last year? I said Hall of Famers or breakout tight ends. Dallas Goedert was a top 4 tight end last year.
No, it wasn't. Come on.
Touchdown-wise.
Sure.
But that's because they were doing that handoff.
They're playing him at damn running back.
Exactly. They're doing a handoff off the Philly.
So you're attacking who? A.J. Barner and him. You don't want to go any further back,
we'll keep going. No, we'll keep going because the only one in here is Travis Kelce, like you said. But the Rams didn't have a tight end when they won the Super Bowl.
Out of the last 10 years, bud.
I said 5.
Gronkowski, Ertz, Kelce, Gronkowski, Kelce, Goddard, Higbee, Barner. Now go back to the last 10, 12 years of running backs.
But in my opinion, the markets on both of them have completely changed in the last 10 years. It is only fair to look at the last 5 years, and in the last 5 years, not even half of them are breakout tight ends or Hall of Fame tight ends, like you said.
Also, too, like you're getting very sneaky with using Kelce and Rob Gronkowski. Like, those were the best wide receivers on their team, was Travis Kelce. And they also had who? They had the greatest of all time and someone that they tried to tell me was better than the greatest of all time, Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady.
They had Tyreek Hill.
One Super Bowl.
And Tampa Bay had Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Rob Gronkowski.
They had pretty good wide receivers, too.
This is true.
Yeah, but you can't count Gronk as elite in that Super Bowl run.
I don't need him to be elite catching the ball.
Right.
What Gronkowski does
block, he catches, does all the things.
And Laporta is that too. But the big thing is where are the best years of a tight end?
Yeah, you always say at the end.
Not in the rookie deal.
And I get the end. Realistically, the conversation kind of is at a moot point, considering that we have the money, you have the cap, and they can do it.
Do it.
But let's act like you can't. Realistically, when you talk about Sam Laporta last year, and the missing of Sam Laporta last year, and how the numbers went down, how they struggled on first down, how they struggled on third down, how they struggled in certain spaces early on in the game is where they used him a lot in the beginning of the season. Those all went down when he left, and I get that. Is it Sam Laporta is that damn good? Or is it Sam Laporta's on a team that's that damn good?
Or the offensive line was that damn bad?
Because 100%, because realistically, no hate towards Sam Laporta. And whenever you have a conversation like this, it seems like hate if you're not siding with the player or you're siding with the team guy. But when you have a team that is structured like it is, Jameer, Jared, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Penei Sewell, Jamison Williams are all here for the foreseeable future. The offensive line will be better this year, which means it'll be better in 27 and should be even better in 28. The tight end market has gone up. You mean to tell me last year, let me not start with last year, on average, 10 years ago, 10 tight ends are drafted a year. 10, 11, 12. In the last 4 years, 16, 19, 15, and 22 this past year.
Because they know great tight ends win Super Bowls.
But that's what I'm saying. Like nowadays, so many guys want to play wide receiver, want to play tight end because they can be big and they don't have to play wide out. They can be tight end, they can get the ball, they can get the moolah, they can be in the end zone, they can do the money back and all the other things. The tight end position has gone up. The entice for the tight end position has gone up, which means there are going to be more and more tight ends available on a per yearly basis. If your team is this tight, this structured, because last time I checked, we were complaining about getting rid of T.J. Hockenson.
Yeah, but I got to push back on that because
it was like, oh no, not T.J., no, not Hock. Wait, who's the Sam Laporta guy? 987 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Well, the Patriots with Aaron Hernandez and Gronkowski basically revolutionized the position. You went just from having tight ends to now having inline and move. And so when you double that number of incoming guys that are getting drafted, you've got out of that 18, let's say 8
22
that are full, like can do everything guys. Yeah. And then you got 5 that are just blockers, and you got 5 that can't block a wet blanket, and all they're out there to do is run routes.
Because I look at it like this. Okay, let's have some fun. Let's say the Lions didn't pay Sam Laporta $18 million, because that's what it become up. Was due 18 to 20 would be what the tight end market would be for a tight end as good as Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
The numbers, the backing, etc. What if you didn't pay Sam Laporta and you just went and got Michael Mayer from the Las Vegas Raiders?
Listen, if we're talking about Michael Mayer, that's a very specific example.
He's not going to cost you $18 million, and he can do the same things.
He might on his third deal, because if he came here, and now that's a very specific guy. But I could go around the NBA.
There's a lot of teams that have. The Rams have 9 tight ends. Give me Parkinson.
That's what I'm saying, Bray. Like,
give me Kobe Parkinson.
If we were to really explore this route, and if it was sign Gibbs or sign Laporta, and I would like I said, I would choose Gibbs, because especially with Drew Petzing being our offensive coordinator, and if he's successful, 12-team, 13 personnel, I can see them being much more successful with an A.J. Barner, Rams, Seahawks type of tight end setup than just going all in on Laporta, paying, because you could pay 3 really solid tight ends the same amount of money that you're going to pay Laporta in a super extension. And I think that that's not the best thing if you're trying to build this team. And I think that you could, because look at everything up there. Like, look at everything up there. Other than defense, at some limited positions, what are you going to use a high-level draft pick on other than a fucking tight end?
Yeah, that very, very well said. Also, too, one of the biggest things we talk about, or you talk about as it relates to Sam Laporta, is the duality. Not the duality like Jameer Gibbs, but the duality to be able to run routes, pass, receive, and block, like the Rob Gronkowski, correct? You know what happens with those tight ends that can do that? They stay on the injured list. They stay getting nicked and bruised because they're playing in the run game, because they're doing wild. A lot. George Kittle's hurt all the damn time. As great as he is, he's hurt all the damn time. Tyler Warren, he'll be next. Like, he'll be one of those guys, Michael Marion, his first year. Travis Kelce, and the list goes on. Those tight ends when you multi-purpose them like that, pass receiving tight ends, not so much. So for me, T.J. Hawkinson's hurt all the damn time. So looking at it from that lens, if you didn't have the money, I would be okay with moving on because I know that there would be a tight end that you can service with the offense as constructed. No disrespect. With the offense as constructed, you can find a tight end to put in that spot to be very good and very serviceable as well. And it ain't Brock Wright.
Steve Lehman in the chat. Yes, you pay Laporta. Lions are 6-3 with Laporta, 3-5 without. That's last year. Laporta and Branch got to wait. That says Lion Lifer. There's a little more in here. Payne Laporta is a no-brainer if healthy.
True. Branch
too, but don't assume health for either, says Lions Lifer. And then the Lions don't need an elite tight end because Amon-Ra is always open in the slot, says who farted.
And also, too, like, what are we talking? Like, legit, not what are we talking? Wrong question. But Amon-Ra St. Brown. We just talked about Jameson Williams. This is the breakout year. Everybody's excited about what he's going to do as a number 1B this year. You didn't even talk about Tesla and what he's going to be for the team.
Lion Lifer, can Tesla be a tight end that can't block?
There you go.
And then Lion Lifer, if Anson said don't pay Laporta, Justin would be saying pay him.
Probably.
It's my little bro, man. We love each other.
No,
Come on now.
dude, I know. I gotta address that because if you have been with us for the last year and a half, me and Anson have literally been on shows for a year and a half now. We were on the Lions post game show last year. This is not an act. Like, this is not an act. Now, let me tell you, me and Anson just disagree about everything. Like, there is no part
until the joint subcommittee meeting.
Yes, exactly. So this is not just for show. Like, we genuinely disagree about almost everything.
But we love each other.
Yes, we do.
We got big love.
Branch comes back. Branch looks good. It's a different conversation because you got to pay some defensive players.
I'd rather pay Branch than Laporta too.
And Brian Branch is one of the best safeties in the NFL when he is healthy, and I understand when he is healthy. But guess what? Sam Laporta's had 3 injuries, and those 3 injuries have cost him in his. Let me see. He got drafted in 2023, so it'll be 23, 4, 5 in 3 years. Sam Laporta's already missed 10+ games.
Hey,
he's already missed 10+.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot when you're talking about the max extension, et cetera, et cetera. One of the best things about paying the guys that we paid already, they hadn't gotten hurt. They hadn't been hurt at all, so it's easy. The Jahmyr Gibbs conversation, that's an easy pill to swallow. Hasn't missed any game. Amon-Ra, that's an easy pill to swallow. Aiden, until he did, it's easy pills to swallow. You're looking at Sam Laporta already. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Got to see what it looks like.
Yeah, he had a little bit of injury history at Iowa, but not much. Only missed a couple of games, I believe. So it's all about the back. And a couple people in the chat saying, if the back is healthy, you sign him. My insider spent some time with him as well as John Campbell.
There he is right there, that insider.
And they were saying that he was doing like deadlifts all summer. You're not doing deadlifts if your back is bad.
No, you're not. You're getting back. Pun intended, you're getting back. You're getting back to form. You're working out. You're feeling good. You're doing all the things. But when you start working, let me not say that. Let me not jinx his thing. Realistically, just having a fun conversation. If you didn't have the money, I wouldn't feel the need to press the button on Sam Laporta. Just a thought process.
I get that. But I think what we've seen from this team is they'll have the money and they'll make the call.
Yeah.
As long as he stays healthy and upright.
They drafted him.
And this could be something that you see like we saw with Hutch, where we're 4-6 games in, back looks good, offense is clicking, he's a major part of it, he gets his money.
With all that said in that conversation, the Lions got the money. I wouldn't mind paying Sam Laporta either, but I'm just saying you don't necessarily have to. All right, look, we'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, man, we'll keep the show rocking and rolling. I appreciate you guys for joining us on this Friday. You know how Fridays are. I know people got things to do. You're thinking about the weekend. What are you doing this weekend? You don't have to be with us, but you are. Let's get a message in from Water Hazard.
Let's get that message in here, B. Whether you're at Art and Jake's on the golf course or kicking it on Belle Isle, check out Water Hazard, Founder's very first canned vodka cocktail. It's at 5% ABV. It is citrusy, refreshing, and also gluten-free. Best served over ice with a slice of lemon, preferably. Get $5 cans at any Art and Jake's location throughout Michigan on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. But please drink responsibly, y'all.
I will tell you like this. On a humid day Water Hazard is a cool, refreshing drink. Now, as it relates to Icon Auto Repair, if you've been in an accident or your vehicle needs repairs, make sure you trust the team over at Icon Auto Collision and Repair. They just do things the right way, and they try to make it a one-stop shop for you. What I mean by that is they offer free car loaners or even offer to pay your deductible. Now, that's a one-stop shop that I like to sign up for. Check them out at www.iconauto.com, and remember to trust an icon that knows what they're doing.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive.
Experience summer in Detroit with pro soccer at Keyworth Stadium. Every Detroit City FC match brings a new reason to show up early and stay late. Tickets available now at DeadCityFC.com.
What are you eating tonight? Should be Buddies. That's right, damn it. Listen, they've got it all, man. They've got pasta and meatballs. They've got the chicken wings that are fire, all kinds of different flavors.
Can we eat salad yet?
The salad's unbelievable. I think we can. It's not from Toxic, what you call it over there, so I know it's safe with Buddies. Listen, they've been the leaders in this city for 80 years. And now the nation, because Detroit-style deep dish pizza has taken over the nation. We had somebody out in Thailand. They're selling Detroit-style deep dish style pizza at the supermarket in Thailand. And it was created right here by our friends at Buddy's Pizza. And we want to save you $10 off your next $50 order. You see that code there? It's WWS26. You're going to use that when you get over to buddiespizza.com. And Mortgage Pros, they want you. They want to help you change your life, because I know you've been thinking about it, and I know that you saw us out there. You got a chance to see their employee culture firsthand. You got a chance to hear from their awesome ownership. So now it's time for you to make the call yourself. 248-416-1361, or head on over to mtgopros.com. Get some more information. Make the call today. They're right in Troy. It's easy. They're Mortgage Pros.
And we are back. You know what? I'm glad you said something, Cam. How you feeling over there? What you got going on? Where are you with the Jahmyr Gibbs contract, the conversations, Sam Laporta? Where are you at?
You know what, B? I love it. I feel like we have our most important and core players fully secured here. It really feels like we're poised for some rings and a parade down Woodward.
Ooh, parade down. Okay, we already talked about that a week ago. Got excited thinking about where will we watch that parade at. Yeah. They got to win that division first, and it is going to be a division that is going to be a lot better than people think. I think Chicago Bears, obviously, they're going to be a really good force to reckon with. The offensive line, best offensive line in the conference, and Ben Johnson, you know who he is, the Green Bay Packers. I think people are sleeping on them. My favorite addition by the Packers is Jonathan Gannon as the defensive coordinator. As much as Drew Petzing is going to be new, you know who he won't be new to? Is Jonathan Gannon, because they're on the same team yesterday. So excited to see what that looks like. But this division is going to be sneaky good.
Hey, you know who's not sneaky good? They're just overtly good. It's the chat this whole week. They're holding it down.
To the chat.
Bunch more super chats coming in because they know you get double the spots on the prize wheel to take this jersey home at the end of the show today. Michael Ware, I'm holding yours towards the end of the show, my guy. Shout out to the Like Police. J-Rod Sayers, $5. I want that jersey. Let's get Bray into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Man, you guys are
hashtag hail. Hashtag go blue.
Yes, sir.
Rando Smalls with a tiger question that we'll save towards the end as well. Who's got it better? 98 with a $5 super chat. Do the Lions need a top 5 defense to win a championship?
The answer is no. You don't need a top 5 defense when your offense is as elite as they can be. Let me say that. If they're as elite as they can be, if the offensive line finds a way to gel and figure it out by week 10, by week 12, and get it going into those November, December, January, and then you have the offensive skill set, they will be better. Jared Goff, he's only going to get better as it relates to in this system, in this offense. You don't need a top 10 defense. It doesn't necessarily work like that. The Lions, when they got to NFC Championship, didn't have a top 10 defense. They had an offense that caught a lot of people off guard. Ben Johnson, they were very good that year, and they did the same. So they got popped by the Commanders. But to answer your question, you don't need a top 5 defense. Now, if you do, that helps out tremendously. But you don't necessarily need one. As great as Aaron Donald is, go back and look at that 2021 Los Angeles Rams defense, because they were not a top 5 defense, but that offense was.
Mike Reed, super chat, $5. I was going to stop and check out the studio, but Booner doesn't answer his DMs. I was down at Lions training camp. What up, though, at WSN. Mike Reed,
up.
Email me. We'll make that happen. Silas, $5 super chat. Unless Rake turns into an all-pro and plays 17 games, we don't have to worry about any contracts soon. The window is open.
Unless what? Read that again.
Unless Rake turns into an all-pro Pro Bowler and plays 17 games, we
Straw?
don't have to worry about any contracts soon. The window is open.
I see what he's saying. You don't have to have, because of Sam Laporta coming off injury, and you don't have to pay him this year. He's still under contract, so you would have to do that next year. Same for Brian Branch, who's coming off a major injury with Achilles. You don't necessarily have to worry about that contract, although he was a second-round pick, not a first-round pick. So that would be the only difference. But he's technically correct.
Michael Wary, how has Meeks been looking at camp? $2.
I don't know. Are we talking about Jody Meeks, as in the basketball player from the Kentucky Wildcats? No, I'm joking.
Was it Clarence Beeks from
that was Trading Places. It was the Orange Report. It was the Orange Report. All right.
Crop Report.
The crop report, which had to do with oranges.
Michael Wary, Devin White isn't taking long to make a positive impact on Lions training camp. I'm loving this more each and every day. Meet our new Sam linebacker, and I'm going to hand that one to you, Justin, because I know you got some stuff along those lines.
I see what you did there, Anson.
Absolutely, yep. I have a bunch of camp storylines here for you guys to take a little dabble in, and these are courtesy of Speakeasy Sports, obviously Easy, who hosts the heavyweight. So make sure you stay tapped in for his first look impressions, because he will drop them all tonight on heavyweights.
Hold on, not to cut you up. Easy has to do something along the lines of a Speakeasy. He's got to get, like the Studio B that we have over here, he's got to get like a Studio B, mix in some spirits, as they call them.
I agree.
Get some spirits, get a sexy vibe, kind of get it dark.
Secret entrance 100%. From the roof that you got to use to get in there.
And call it the real Speakeasy.
You like that, huh?
I'm telling you, that's a sexy idea for it. And shout out to my boy Easy, man. He's been working hard. He's been losing weight, man. And you can see him.
Looks good.
He looks good. He's been moving around. His shirts are getting huge on him, getting big. You see it in his face. He's moving around with this level of fluidity. Shout out to you, man. Hard work pays off. Right. Keep grinding.
Good
We're
stuff,
behind
brother.
you.
Getting back to that model look.
Hey, I don't know about that, but he looks damn
you should
good.
see him, man. Back in the day, he was modeling. He was rapping.
I believe the rapping part. All right, go ahead, Jay. My bad.
All good, all good. Don't you worry about it. But we have the first report. After signing his extension yesterday, Detroit Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs did not practice during team drills today. He was off on the side with trainers and Tyler Conklin.
It's hurt already.
Nah. Easing into him in the process. You see Derek Moore get injured a couple days ago, got his groin injury. That's what we talked about. Those little nicks, those are the type of injuries that you get when you haven't been out there since day one. You get groin, you get hamstring. And it's not because you're not in shape. It's not because you came in with an injury. It's because of the excitement level. It's because you're ready to go. It's because you're juiced, as we like to say here. And when you're juiced, sometimes you move a little bit faster than you're supposed to before you're ready, and you get a little tweak and a little twinge. So this is preventing that tweak or twinge. I don't believe this is that. He was hurt before he came here. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think that they're just trying to ease him back into it. All right, the next one. This one is about Amon-Ra St. Brown. There are two Death, taxes, and Goff to St. Brown for 6.
Oh, yes.
I feel like it doesn't get reported much because it's the expectation, but Amon-Ra St. Brown is dominating at Detroit Lions training camp.
Braylon called it yesterday.
We talked about this.
Coming in mean.
When you're talking about somebody that operates on the level that he's operating, you look at each year for Amon-Ra St. Brown, with the exception of the drops last year, each year Amon-Ra St. Brown has gotten better. There's been more catches, there's been more yards, there's been same amount, maybe a couple more touchdowns, but the level of efficiency and the level of consistency gets better. It keeps rising. He is the consummate pro. He's a consummate football player. And this is something that we talked about on the network. I won't take credit for it. I say the whole network. You know, when he first got here and he starts to have his rise, he became one of the best football players in the NFL, not just wide receiver, for the things that he's doing. Now, you take that and you mix that with a down year. Like, I've seen what guys do in a down year. I've seen what it looks like in the offseason. I've seen the rigorous, like workouts that they put themselves through in the structure. I can only imagine, this is what I said yesterday, and you're hearing it. He doesn't want people to ever, ever, ever think he has a problem with those hands, and he only wants to get better and better. He's going to have an effing year. Like, I love that everything is on J-Mo. It's the J-Mo breakout. It's the Tesla breakout. It's the Jameer just got the bag. Don't sleep on number 14. Don't sleep on number 14.
He operates with a grudge.
Yeah.
And when you look at guys like Kobe and Jordan, they were killers. And
it's like the Draymond Green effect.
Well,
I got drafted in the 4th round.
That's right. It's right. And he's had a chip on his shoulder since he memorized all of the wide receivers that went before him. But he's that hard on himself, too. And he had a subpar season by his own standards. He missed games with injury. He had the most drops in his career. And they missed the playoffs. My man is pissed. And you want those type of guys that literally are out looking for a nemesis, looking for a soundbite or a quote somewhere just to piss them off, just to rile themselves up, and to give themselves something on that chalkboard in their back of their mind all the time to go out and be great and be better than already being great. This guy, like, you look at his dad, that's the cloth he's cut from. I don't think Equanimity has got as much of it. All right, he's a little more. It's not a big deal. It's a big deal to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I think everybody talk about that Jameer Gibbs, season loading. Amon-Ra might be loading a career year.
Yeah, that's what's also too. Those same wide receivers that are along the lines with him, also, they're in this stagnant space with the exception of Jamar Chase. And even Jamar Chase last year, you can say to a certain extent his game took a step back. Not the stats, not the yards, but his mentality took a step back. Like, he wants to continue to go upward with Puka. He wants to continue to go upward with JSN, who came in after him. He wants his name to keep mentioning with those, but he wants his name to be above all those guys. And you put in that work and you can. That's right. It's not about speed. It's not about height. It's about what do you do stat-wise and are you dependable? And Amon-Ra St. Brown, for his first 4 years in the league, was the most dependable wide receiver in the game.
No doubt.
As we continue on to the cornerback one, as DJ Reed has been out of practice for I don't know how long. It just says he was not in today. Ennis Rakestraw filled in for DJ Reed. He continues to battle with J-Mo.
Oh, shoot.
Williams has the upper hand in that, but Ennis has been an irritant.
I like that.
DJ was
and then here's the second.
Ennis has been an irritant.
Yes, and then here's the second part of that. Ennis with great coverage on a Jamison Williams deep ball. J-Mo had to shove him away to make the catch. Flag was thrown. Offensive pass interference. J-Mo recovers with a catch to the crib for 6.
What's the first thing you think about when you hear that? He had to push him away on a deep ball, which means he was running with Jamison Williams, who is one of the fastest players in the league. That's what I took from that. If you can run with J-Mo, you can run with anybody in the damn NFL.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I like that about him. And he had to put the pass interference on him. All right.
First round profile.
More and more good news about Ennis Rakestraw. See, don't do that. See, now they're setting us up.
Yeah, they are.
Super
First round pedigree.
Hey, man, Ennis Rakestraw. Hey, let me tell you. Hey, Rake. Like, don't set me up to be excited.
Don't sleep.
I'm a Jets fan, man. Y'all trying to turn me. You guys are trying to turn me. I like that though. But no, a lot of people were high on him when he got drafted. Obviously, the injuries makes you forget about a player like that. It's been 3 years, so now is his time. And it seems as though injuries have gone away. It seems as though the mental has been sharp in those 3 years, because that's what you miss. Like when you don't get a chance to get those reps, as you talked about, Anson, when you get a chance to be on the field and get that feel consistently, you tend to fade away. Seems like he's fading forward. Good for him.
And I don't think they would have drafted him. I know they didn't expect him to get hurt, but they only draft guys with that mentality. That's what they do here. That's the culture. That's the grit. And obviously, I mean, you got to have some grit to make it through 2 years of not playing, to not lose your level of ability. And so far, so good, man. I mean, again, first round pedigree, slipped in the second round. He was in the conversation. Like, we traded up to get Tyrion. If we don't trade up, we're looking at Cooper DeJean or Rake.
Yeah. What will be the conversation about Brad Holmes? Because, you know, Brad Holmes is always it's a good comment, it's a bad comment. It's a compliment, and you take something back. It's like, oh, he doesn't know how to do this. Well, he does this so well. What happens if Ennis Rakestraw ends up being a player? Like a player.
I mean, that's what we need. We need that surprise on defense.
I agree.
There's no surprise on offense unless Mahogany or Gio Manu ends up starting somehow. But
who?
We pretty much know what the offense is going to look like as long as it stays healthy. The defense, largely, we don't. We still don't know what the defensive line looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, we know Hutch is going to be good. Is he going to get help? Is Aleem going to recapture his form? Does Tyleek take the next step? Does Moore get enough snaps to be an impact player? Same thing kind of now with our linebacker, which now we're excited about. We're not as concerned about it. But the surprise that we need has to come from the secondary. And if this kid's it, and he can recapture the form that he was drafted to be in, could really, really be the biggest boon to the defense out of, even more so than Devin White.
Speaking of defensive tackles, man, or the defensive line, last night, Billings from the Cardinals, the rookie, woo! He looked all right. He looked good. Like Chris Collinsworth, who I absolutely can't stand. Every single play in that first two straight, he was like, boy, I tell you, this Billings, Billings was out there stuffing the hole and making some plays.
How does he still have a job? My man likes 15-year-old girls, dude. On air, told the whole world, and he's still got a job 40 years later. It's crazy to me.
The comments of Anson Wells are the comments of Anson Wells and Anson Wells
alone. They
do not represent.
Put him out there because
I'm messing with you. I'm joking.
You know, don't get stick started on that one.
Yeah, I'm not.
Gets pissed on that one.
Yeah, I am not a fan of when people talk about players that that are analysts or that do color, and they don't necessarily have Super Bowls or they're not in the Hall of Fame. I don't like when fans say things like, man, what does he know? He didn't do this or he didn't do that. Like, you don't have to be in the Hall of Fame or win a Super Bowl to know ball and talk ball. He was really good. However, he legitimately talks about players like he's fucking Jerry Rice, and you were not.
Nope.
Like, I do not like that. Like that, so he's the exception to the rule. He talks like he was Jerry Rice.
He's a smug, arrogant.
In fact, he got beat by Jerry Rice. Look up that Super Bowl and see how many yards he had. Yeah. Anyway.
He's a Bengal, bro. What do you have to talk about?
A bungle.
Come on, Bungle for sure.
Enough Chris Collinsworth hate for today.
Yes, please.
Just for today.
All right, now back to that super chat that we got a couple minutes ago about Devin White. Devin White has been mixing in with the ones and twos. He has picked off Goff in an early red zone period while he was playing on the second team, not the first.
Hey. Shocker. 100%. Usually during training camps, they'll go ones versus twos the majority of camp. You go ones versus ones sometimes, certain particular drills so that you can get that iron on iron, but usually it's one versus twos because you want the offense or whoever is the focal point. You want them to be able to get out that offense. You want them to get out that defense if it's defense. Didn't take Devin White long to find Jared Goff, who hasn't been throwing a ton of interceptions lately, but this is who he is. Like, Devin White's a playmaker at every level. It doesn't take long. He's played, he's studied. I don't know what the play looked like. I don't know what the play called for, but it's not going to surprise me when he's in there, and it's not going to surprise me what it looks like game one. I told you, he will get into shape. He will be ready. He still has a month. It is going to be amazing to see White next to Campbell. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. All right, moving on to the other side of the ball, we have Blake Miller had an up and down day today, had a stuff on a Hutch spin move inside, got bullied by Ahmed once, and struggled on a blitz call. Other than that, he had a solid day. And to continue that, Ahmad Hassanin versus Blake Miller have been a heavyweight battle. Ahmad won an early rep. I'd say the rest have gone to the rookie. Good bounce back day for Miller.
Shout out.
It better go to the rookie. I love you. I love you, Egyptian. But what do they call him? The Egyptian magician?
The Egyptian magician.
I love you, bro. But Blake was drafted to be stonewalling him in practice. But the fact that they're matching up so much kind of tells me that he's lining with the first team a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they changed his position to be more of a hybrid and hand-down, pass-rushing, bull-rushing type of edge. So hopefully they use him in that rotation. They are talking like they will. So I'm curious to see what the magician has this year.
They like him a lot. They like him a lot. Like last year, they kept bringing up his name in training camp, and I was like, man, what are you talking about? This guy's a rookie, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Meanwhile, he gets injured. Now he comes back, and now you're seeing it. I like that Blake Miller has a guy that he can go against because he's experienced. Hassanin's been here. Hassanin had a year. Hassanin had a training camp last year. He's seen moves. He's watched film, so he's slightly ahead of Blake Miller as it relates to the curve, if you will. I like the fact that they're matching up because going against Hutch for Blake Miller on the daily, it can be very destructive to your mental. 1,000%. Like I've seen some of Aiden's stuff. You know what I'm saying, in this camp. Remember when he first got drafted, it was the one-trick pony that was like the big thing. That was the conversation. Yeah, that bag got a little deep. I ain't talking about the money either.
I love to hear that, of course, out of one of my favorite players, Aiden Hutchinson, to stick on the D line.
You blue slappy. You blue slappy.
But Tyleek Williams gave the interior offensive line problems today.
I do and don't. I do and don't. Which offensive line was he going against? Was he going against Cade Mays?
Right.
Like, was he going against Cade Mays?
I'll text Easy for clarification.
Yeah. Was he going against Tate Ratledge? Was he going against Christian Mahogany? When you say interior, are we talking about the ones and twos? Because that is the concern of pretty much the offensive line as a whole is concerned. See what it looks like. But Cade Mays.
I'm lining up over Cade and Mahogany if I want to get through.
Yeah, I would.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's okay. I mean, listen. Everybody's super excited about Cade Mays. You shouldn't be. He's not a tremendous center.
He's not Tyler Linderbaum.
Yes. He is a guy that's going to go in there and man the middle with some veteran understanding, but he's going to get beat on occasion. The reason why Cade Mays is so great is because of the price versus where the market was. So for that, it's a fantastic fit. They did great, but there is an issue in that gap between Mahogany and Cade Mays, and you'll see teams exploit it. The fact that we're hearing Tyleek, yeah, it's a little bit of a concern, but at 285, bringing his wiggle back after losing 50 pounds in the offseason, it doesn't upset me that much. All three of those guys that we're mentioning in this conversation, all of them have to improve.
And that was the thing. And that was the one thing when we talked about it. Now, Shep was super excited. Shout out to Matt Shep. He was super excited about Cade Mays. He wanted Cade Mays. He wanted this to be a pick. I wanted us to make sure that we got a center that was worth it. He was excited about Mays. Mays was the fourth highest rated free agent center at the time. It's not like you got a guy that was one. That's Tyler Linderbaum. It's not like you got a guy that was two. That's Connor McGovern. You got the guy that was four. So you paid a discount of a price. Discount of a talent comes with it, so we got to see what he is. Hopefully Hank Fraley and him can work things out, and he can.
McGovern would have been nice.
That's the one.
But I like the Neil theory that you can't speculate on something that never even came into free agency. You got
sure.
In terms of what?
He got extended before he even hit the market.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Just would have been. Woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Yeah, facts. All right. I think this is the last one. Easy is texting me back right now.
Shout out to Easy.
Yeah, Easy.
Easy
so
does it.
I appreciate Easy getting back to me so quick in order to keep you guys ready. I got one more for you about the safeties. Chuck Clark made a few plays at safety today, had a dropped pick versus Goff as well, and this is on top of Whiteside also looking good in the last couple practices as well.
I keep hearing Goff an interception. That's what I'm paying attention to. I mean, how many interceptions this guy throwing? No, I'm joking. Chuck Clark, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do. They brought Chuck Clark in because he does have the experience, played with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a hitter. He's one of those guys that has depth, has knowledge. because you're going to need him potentially early on in the season, not knowing necessarily what Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph are going to be. Good to see him mixing it up. Good to see him in there making plays. They are going to need him this season, regardless if it's just in the beginning or in the end or depth. They're going to need Chuck Clark this year. Yeah, I would think so.
No, I've always been a fan. If you're one of the Baltimore Reagans and you're a hard hitter,
you got me again.
I'm a fan.
I'm just not going to live that down. Because it sounds so smooth, too, the Baltimore Reagans.
Well, they're right next door to D.C., you know, and honestly, the logo kind of was the icing on that cake.
All right, well, look, let's take a quick commercial break, man. We're locked and loaded on this beautiful Friday. We'll take a quick message in from Mad Packs.
Let me tell you about Mad Packs. They have the top-of-the-line Fruitals, the Boom Shakalaka, and the High-Low. 1.5 grams and 1.3 grams, respectively. Keef-coated, live resin infused, smoke like a dream, even though they're mad. However, they don't canoe. Find them at a local dispensary today. Tap into getmadpacks.com to figure out where you can get the Mad Packs, and tap into Woodward Sports to see the Mad Pack Minute Shot. Spencer Raxter, the spokesperson of Mad Packs.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or bust Lions network.
It is home buyers season. So whether you've been thinking about getting that new home or whether you're thinking about refinancing your current home, you need to get on the horn with our friends Chris and Chad over at Supreme Lending. But do it early. They're going to walk you through the whole process. Let you know how to and where to dot your I's and cross your T's so that you can be in the best situation come closing. It's going to give you your best interest rate, your best terms, maybe a 0% down payment program. I know for sure, though, when you mention Woodward Sports, they will save you up to $500 off of your home appraisal. So get on the horn today. Don't delay. Don't wait. Call Chris and Chad at Supreme Lending. And I got some more for you. You guys know where I love to go. I got to go this weekend. I got to re-up. And I'm going to save 30% when I do it, courtesy of us, Woodward Sports. That QR code above my head you can scan, or you can go to loom.com or to one of their 40 locations in person and either enter in that WSN30 or just tell them WSN30. You're going to get that 30% off. Your first 3 visits, you're also going to get hooked up from Loom with some real good free goodies. So check them out at loom.com.
And we back.
So
what are you doing this weekend? What you got going? I mean,
Bounce houses.
That's right. You did say you and Gordo.
Yeah.
You and Gordo.
Might be bringing up
Stick a little bit.
Big Back Riley, as I hear he's developed the nickname.
Big Back Riley. Sure.
That's from Neil, bro. There's a pause in there somewhere. Nope. I will say it for you.
Nope. Big Back Riley.
I want it. I want that pause.
Ain't happening.
What about you, Sweepy Taylor?
You know, talking about doing a day trip out to Lake Michigan, get some beach time in before football season officially kicks off, and then whipping back
Benton
into
Harbor area,
yeah,
Elizabethtown,
one of the havens maybe.
Grand Haven, yeah.
And then hopefully whipping back into the city. There's some good foodie festivals going on at Eastern Market.
Eastern Market has a food festival? Sunday?
There's a pierogi fest, there's a foodie fest, and then a vegan food fest.
First time I ever had a pierogi was at UAD Jesuit Academy.
Change your life.
That and Punchki's. It's like, I was like, whoa, what is this? I was like, yo, Mom, Dad, you never told me about Punchki's and pierogies. They was like, yeah, we're not. I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense. You knew it was coming next.
Yeah.
Justin, what about you, man? What you got up for this weekend? I may know couple of those hours of the weekend.
Yeah, we're Wings tap in tomorrow. I'll be doing that at 11 a.m. So the grind never stops for the kid. And then afterwards, I'm gonna head to the course, meet my good old buddy Braylon Edwards there.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna
What's happening, huh?
rip an 18 real quick. It's gonna be a good time. And then on Sunday, I'd be cleaning up all the stuff that I just brought home from college.
Yikes.
So nothing fun on Sunday.
Will there be a handicap in play?
No, he's gonna go out there and
Go
go
straight up, huh?
Let's go straight up.
I like that.
Go straight up.
Screw handicaps.
It's gonna be fun.
What about you then, B? Other than you showing Juice how to golf, what you got?
Well, he's
going?
already showed me how to golf plenty. He's never seen me golf.
This is true.
I've
Okay.
sat here for 2 years behind the camera, behind Braylon, getting content of him, and I was happy to do it. Shout out to Braylon. I got to do some pretty sick things with him that I never would have got to do. One of them is sharing an indulgement with my childhood hero Calvin Johnson, and that was one of the most electric moments of my life.
He's a good dude, man.
And asking it, dude, he was chopping up about GT football with me last year, and it was electric. So shout out to Calvin. But all right, but I do have something for you, Braylon.
Okay.
We're switching gears. College football. I got some questions for you.
Ooh.
Some of them. I got a couple Michigan questions and a couple national questions to hit you with, and that should spark some pretty good conversation. And I think even Anson will be able to tap into some of these too.
Hey,
even Anson.
So, all right.
Chuck Long.
Michigan, if they finish 3rd or 4th in the Big Ten, will you be upset?
No. Absolutely not.
I would be.
I mean, we're kind of anticipating that.
You said if they finish 3rd in the Big Ten?
3rd or 4th?
3rd, no. 4, that's a...
Yeah.
Look, they're going to be a better team than they were this year, and better doesn't always mean the wins go up. Now, as it relates to answering the conversation from a couple weeks ago, the expectations are the expectations. I agree with him on that, but also in that, Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana, just to name a few, just to start there. So if you're telling me that they legitimately, hear me out. If you're telling me Ohio State, what?
Oh no, I was just.
Oh, you're
letting you finish.
Prepping.
Oh, yeah, he's
Realistically, if you're telling me Ohio State with a new coach in Kyle Whittingham, is similar same team to last year, they finished 3rd behind the national champion from this past year and the national champion from 2 seasons ago, I'm cool with that. Also, that national champion from 2 seasons ago, they're locked and loaded, and their roster is $28 million in. So if you tell me they finished 3rd behind that, I don't understand why I would have a problem with that. Usually when a coach comes to a new organization, it takes a second to bring all your people in. I know Kirk Cignetti did it in year 1. I do understand that. Not everybody is Kirk Cignetti, and that was the greatest thing that I've ever seen as it relates to college football. So 3rd behind those two, I don't have a problem with that. Oregon might be a beatable team. I don't know if Oregon's going to be as good as they were last year. I think they have some question marks. So, maybe if you blah, 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 figure it out, able to snipe them. 3rd, I don't have a problem with that for first-year coach Kyle Whittingham trying to revamp a system last year that was utterly pathetic, and they still won 8 games. So,
my thing is it has to be 3rd. Can't be 4th.
Can't
be 4th. I agree with that. But it's wild to me that Wolverine Nation has embraced Indiana as being a better program than that right now. And I get that you guys looked bad last year. You couldn't figure out your offense.
Right.
But everybody is buying into taking the handcuffs and ankle cuffs off of Bryce Underwood. Everything else is in play. You have all of the talent everywhere else that you need to go out and finish only 2nd to OSU, in my opinion.
What wide receivers do they have?
Don't take me there. Okay, this isn't about my lack of knowledge about your roster. It's about Michigan. Okay, and the fact is to be Michigan, you have only one other team that annually you should see as competition, and now you guys have allowed mentally for IU to be above you, which is crazy because they only did it 1 year. They were great. They won an Natty. I get it, but that isn't the Michigan that I know and hate.
But at the same time, the Michigan
But
at the same time, the Michigan that you're talking about and the college football that you're talking about no longer exists. Indiana passed us last year because the money's gone up. The NIL has gone up. They won a Heisman Trophy last year with Fernando Mendoza. The excitement has gone up. The engagement has gone up. Mark Cuban's pocket and wallet has gone up.
And now politics about to take money out of your guys' University.
I don't mind that. Yeah, first of all, we got enough money, so we can cover us and the rest of the Big Ten if we needed to. If you want to play that game, we got enough money for that. For now, we got more than enough money.
Okay.
More than enough money. 2 of the individuals from Michigan are in the top 10 richest people in the world.
Both of them ready to leave.
You can't leave you can't leave the place you come from. I will say this. It's a new college football. It's a new landscape. And the landscape that we're in right now, Indiana has found a way to jump above Michigan, past Michigan. Oregon has found a way to stay there and pass them. Not necessarily win a national championship, but be consistent. So with that being said, it's a new day. So I'm not looking at it like I would have 5 years ago. 5 years ago, we're having this conversation. I'm like, Anson's right. Like, I don't care who the head coach is. You're absolutely correct. Okay. But where we are in 2026,
they are established. They are an established powerhouse. It's back-to-back years they've gone to the playoffs. They've won a national title. They like Kurt Cignetti is, in my opinion, the best coach in college football. And I don't say that lightly because it's in this NIL era.
Stuff too.
In this NIL era, oh yeah, he's so great for the game. I love how much he talks shit. I wish he was our coach. To be completely honest, I wish that we could have pried him away. But no, that is what it is. I believe in Whittingham, and I think that. See, the thing is the Oklahoma game isn't going to count in the Big Ten standings.
It's a tester.
And that is going to be the hardest game, I think, for Bryce Underwood. So I think that third, I'm chilling. Fourth, I'm a little like the seat's lukewarm, I would say.
Yeah,
Does Bryce return with the 4th place finish?
Well, let me ask that question, Mr. Anson Wells, because that's my next question.
Well played.
Shout out.
What does Bryce Underwood have to do to cement himself at Michigan for his junior season?
Well, first of all, let's start with the offensive coordinator and let's start with the quarterback's coach. They have to do right by him. They have to do right by him. They have to put him in a better space in terms of his usage, understanding how to use him, put him in better spots in games. Like last year, they put him in terrible spots and went out there and said, hey, you're number 1 player overall in the country. Go out there and be great. Hey, you're 6'5", you can run, you can jump, you can pass. Go out there and be great. And they did not help them. So you got to start there. With that said, if that's what they have, what it seems like they have in place, he's got to go out there and command leadership. It starts with how it looks. It starts with how it feels. I want to see it in the huddle. I want to see a huddle. I want to see it look strong. I want to see him look confident. I want the team to look in his eyes. I want it to look a certain way from the start in the huddle. And then as it relates to the passing game, I want to see him be able to go through his progression. I want to see him be able to take a step as a passing quarterback in collegiate football. And then after that, I got to see him go out there and have fun. I didn't see anything out of Bryce like I saw at Belleville. Because he wasn't in the space to be comfortable. He never got his feet underneath him, and he never could be that guy that he was when he was in Belleville for those 3 years kicking ass and taking names, with the exception of Catholic Central. So with that being said, the huddle, going through his progressions, and just playing with a level of confidence and fun. Like that for me, like Justin said, it's not about numbers. It's about that, because that gets you to the numbers that we would believe would be sufficient enough for him.
He's got to have fun, and he's got to clear a lot of the things that he's said this offseason. Yeah. He's put a lot of clips out there kind of promising greatness. And I love that.
You ain't lying about that.
I don't want you to not be confident.
You fat.
He might have been a little more mum's the word on it, maybe stayed away from the press, but he has been bold in his confidence, bold in his predictions, and bold in what he demands from himself. If that doesn't happen for him, it's going to hurt the fan base. They're going to be pissed. But it might be bigger for him. And that might be a deal where, let's say that he's good and they're good enough to finish 4th, but that's not good enough for him. Does he stay?
At the same time, before I answer that, you're right. When you talk about being the number 1 player on ESPN, the number 1 player coming out of a particular a high school year, it's not saying you're a 5-star quarterback. You know how many 5-star quarterbacks fall by the wayside? Right. Dylan McCaffrey. You know how many 5-star quarterbacks that we've seen struggle? Not the number 1 overall player though. I need to see semblance of a number 1 player. I need to see semblance of what those scouts, what those players, what I saw when he was in high school. That's facts, and you're absolutely correct about that. You can't be the number 1 player coming out of high school and then look like a guy that was maybe the top 10 quarterback coming out. Gotta look
I
different.
still think so much of that's on the coaching staff.
True.
I really think that the Big Ten's in for a first-hand lesson on what Bryce Underwood can do.
Ooh, talk that talk.
Assuming that these coaches get it and they listen.
Yeah.
This isn't the NFL. You've won national championships with the guy that didn't throw the ball before anyway. Why are you not letting this man run? It's like the same thing that you saw in the first year of Catfish Caleb. The guy never ran. And the few games that he did, it opened up so much for him. Now, I think he has a better arm than both of these kids. But at the same point, last year, Catfish moved around. And those games that he moved around a little bit, just getting himself 40, 45 yards instead of the 15 he was getting as a rookie, everything became that much easier for him. You don't need 180 yards rushing out of Bryce Underwood, but you should be getting 60 to 80 at the college game level all day, every week.
You know why J.J. McCarthy looks so comfortable? You know why he looks so
he knew the plays?
Well, if you want to go that route, then not only that, it's because in 2020 that's why I let it rock. I didn't say that. In 2022, they won the Joe Moore Award. In 2023, they won the Joe Moore Award. In 2024, they were still as good and almost could have won again. What I mean by that, that's the best offensive line in the nation. They won that award in 22. They won it in 20. They finished runner-up in 22, won in 23.
The line as a whole?
Yeah, it's called.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's called the Joe Moore. That's when all five of them win it. They got runner-up in 22. They won in 23, and they won it in. Go back 1 year. Runner-up 21, won in 22, won in 23 when they won the national championship. J.J. McCarthy had time to do whatever he wanted to. So when you're running the ball with Blake and Haskins and Donovan Edwards, and when you don't have a chance to run, hey, here's a play action. J.J. McCarthy had time to sit back there and do what he wanted to until he found Colston Love, until he found Roman Wilson. So that offensive line, that might be top offensive line that I've ever seen in the big. Not top, but top three.
That makes life easy.
And I think we're going to see an improvement from our offensive line this year.
Injuries last year.
Yeah, we had a lot of injuries, including our 5-star that was supposed to really be the centerpiece of our line, Griara, who's putting to play tackle, and it's going to move Evan Link to guard, which is huge because Evan Link is not a tackle in college football. So the line should look a lot better, as well as I can guarantee every Michigan fan out there that Bryce Underwood will run the ball this year. That is the basis of the offense that they run. If you go watch some Utah tape from last year and you watch Devin Dampier, it is all RPOs, quarterback runs, quarterback rollouts, fake run pass options where the quarterback is scrambling and has the ability to either scramble or throw a deep shot. You've already seen some stuff come out of camp too, some videos where he is rolling out to his right, making throws in play action, which is everything that we asked for last year. And my last question of the Michigan questions that I have, which we might not get to the national questions because we have some other stuff that we're looking to talk about. We'll talk about that during our break. However, what do you think the backfield split between Marshall and Hyder will be, considering how glowing the reports are of Hyder in camp and how good he looked in the spring game as well?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. I think it's gonna be really good. You saw Marshall take strides last year. You saw him become, that pure number 2. Could have started on a lot of teams in the country last year before he was injured. Who's the guy that left? What was the running back that left?
Justice Haynes.
I'm still confused at why he left.
Yeah. The bag.
The bag, eh?
I'm no longer confused at why he left. But when you have Marshall and mix in with Hyder and the things that they talk about Hyder can do, man, you have 2 different types of running back. Both run hard. Hyder can catch out of the backfield. It's going to be interesting to see. I like the fact Michigan keeps dual. Michigan will have a dual backfield, and they've had it for a very long time. And I think this is the next iteration. This is the next wave in really good dual backfield. So I like Hyder a lot. Jordan Marshall is serviceable, and he did in the Big Ten last year, so it's there. You know he can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to look very similar to the first year of Gibbs and Monty together, where Monty is the lead back, but they are using Hyder in a sonic role where they're using him to be an electric player who comes in the game and is a change of pace from the hard-hitting and fall forward Jordan Marshall.
The best thing that Michigan has going for themselves, and the best thing that they have in terms of that Oklahoma game in week 2, people don't know what the F Michigan looks like.
That's right.
They didn't show anything during spring ball. They haven't shown anything. You can go back and watch film, but you can watch film of Utah and what they were. That wasn't with Bryce Underwood. They haven't seen what Bryce Underwood can be at this level because you really never saw anything last year. So now you're talking about.
They made Dampier look like one of the most athletic MFers out there in the world.
100%. So you add that with that, a better offensive line this year. Like Michigan is gonna early on. It's what do they look like? What are they gonna be? People are gonna have to react versus have film on them. That's where I'm hoping they catch Oklahoma slipping. Is they don't know what's on film, and they're not gonna show a lot in that first week. Believe you me, they will not.
Oh, yeah. How about 50 touches to our running backs and 10 passing attempts by Bryce Underwood?
Penn State. Penn State 2023 all over again. Just keep running the ball.
Why don't you guys take a break?
Let's take a break then, and let's get a message in from Sweet Potato Can. Let's hear you and talk about this ain't your daddy's day.
You got it, B. Put down that late afternoon coffee and check out Thrive Energy Pouches. And you already know, B, it ain't your daddy's day.
No, it's not.
It is tobacco-free, nicotine-free, mental powerhouse of smart caffeine. No jitters, zero bloating. Thrive can be found online at dipstop.com. Remember to use that promo code WSN for 15% off your entire order. Found exclusively at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. Thrive Clean Energy. They flip and work, y'all.
Whether you're buying a home or refinancing, the team at the State Title Agency, they can get you what you need, and they can make that process simple and convenient. Proudly serving Michigan since 2003. The staff at the State Title Agency has 20 years of experience now. Combine that with the B's expertise, they can guide any title or escrow transaction to a smooth landing. They know you're busy, which is why they offer weekends. They offer late night appointments. Closings only by appointment. Excuse me. This is the team, man. This is what you do. Don't waste any time. It's a State's Title Agency. It's nobody else. Do it. Be with it. And the B was in the studio the other day. He wants to get you guys going. Wants to put you where you want to be. So allow him. For all your title needs, call Mr. Deeds.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
It's game on at Art & Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art & Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or Bust Lions network.
Welcome into the Braylon Edwards Show. Let me tell you about Massage Chair House. The most comfortable chairs you will ever sit in your life lie at the Massage Chair House in Bluefield Hills, the largest massage chair showroom in the great state of Pure Michigan. Make sure you scan the QR code above my head to learn about top brands like the Osaki and the Pharaoh on Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Docs Massage Chair YouTube channel, which will give you all the information that you need. So when you're looking to upgrade your relaxation game, tap in with the Massage Chair House. How about Art & Jake's?
It's like a ghost town around this place, but you know where it's not a ghost town is Art & Jake's. Check it out. The heavyweights were there yesterday, and so is Woodward Sports out in Washington Heights, having a great time vibing out with the people. And this is what you can do there. ATV's wall-to-wall, wall-to-wall action, watching the Hall of Fame game. But you can go there for Lions. Football season is upon you, and this is where you should watch your games at. Food is good. In fact, the food at Bar Food, not just bar food, actually sneaky good dining food as well. And then they have 22 beers on tap. They have anything you want, anything you feel. The service is dope. Pull up to Art & Jake's or check out the app at ANJ app. And we are back.
And we are very behind in Super Chats.
I'll be quiet. What we got?
The Lions have 44 players locked into making the 53-man roster, says Michael Wary, for $6. Hey. That leaves only 9 spots open. Who gets them? That's a deep question, bro. We might have to save that one for Monday, pal.
Yeah, let me do some research on that. We talking about for the upcoming season?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So 44 are locked in. So we got to decide those 9. I like that topic, Michael. We'll bring that back next week.
Is he including rookie like Keith Abney Jr.? Is that a lot?
I'm curious who his 44 are, and I'm curious
That part.
who make up that other 9. But she loves me on payday. $2. What up, Doe?
What up,
Just
Doe?
saying happy Friday, fellas. Go Lions.
I appreciate that. That sounds like a nice loom comment.
That's right. Sneaker
Good
chick,
loom vibe.
$5. I mean, she gets
What's
10
up, sneaker
spots
chick?
because she gets the double, or no, 5 spots. Excuse me, double it up. I saw Easy while working Lions training camp today. I need to get to the studio so I can stop randomly running into y'all in the wild. Love y'all. We love you
shout
too.
out.
108 South Main Street in Royal Oak. Pull up.
Rando got to put in another for brother Andy. Getting on that wheel. Nitty gritty, $20.
Hey, nitty gritty, how you doing?
I need the jersey from a man cave. I'm more bricked up for football than a Lego set. Shout out to everyone at Woodward for doing what you do. We love and appreciate all of you. Can't wait for my next visit. See y'all soon. We love you too, Nitty.
Shout out to Nitty Gritty too for a question asking about Freddie Phillips' father yesterday. Kudos to you. We appreciate that type of support and love in the chat, man.
Yeah, let's get into that hoops talk real quick because I know we got some baseball super chats that maybe we should do first and save the hoops for last.
Sure, let's go.
Okay,
Let's rock and
so
roll.
opening things up on the baseball front, Rando Smalls, I'll go to Wary first. I told y'all, Terrence Skubal says he wants to return to the Tigers, and that's why they agreed to trade him to the Dodgers. Cap or no cap?
It's like a Jack Flaherty type deal? Nah, that's cap. Like, that boy about to get paid. Like, he's about to get paid.
And win championship.
And win a championship.
He doesn't seem to be fitting in over there, though. I will say that.
He's a small town guy. He came over
looked
here and felt
awkward in the
small town. He went
dugout,
out there and it was
had a bad game. I mean, that can change in one more outing.
I think it takes a second. You're talking about a guy that's leaving a team that he's been on now for 4 years. You're going out to L.A. You go to L.A., it's a different situation. The glitz, the glamour, the names, and this. Even regardless of that, he lost. And he didn't like it. He gave up a home run. He gave up 2 runs, 6 strikeouts, didn't pitch his best, didn't feel his best. He's trying to feel his best. So I wouldn't pay too much into the wanting to get back. He just wants to be the Tarek Skubal. And that Tarek Skubal that he's talking about is back-to-back Cy Young winner. So he's just trying to get back to that vibe.
No, he actually he does not say that because this is from an interview on Pardon Me My Take today. I've been trying to pull it up while you guys have been chatting up. Sorry to cut in like this, but
no problem.
I have it right here. It's loading into VMix right now. This is Tarek Skubal on Pardon My Take. I believe it was earlier today, talking about what it was like to be traded from the Tigers and his upcoming free agency in November.
Start saying bye to teammates once the media gets out of there. You say bye to teammates, and a lot of those guys are my best friends. And it's like a bunch of men, and I'm crying. And I hate crying. I don't cry a lot. When my wife walked down the aisle, I didn't cry because I was so nervous, and I'm crying in a clubhouse with a bunch of other grown men saying bye to people and getting everybody a hug. So it's tough. But it was a lot, but I'm definitely excited to be here.
And I'd imagine, you said it on social media and in some of your press conferences, but like the city of Detroit, they loved you and they still love you. This is kind of the unfortunate part of where baseball is. Like, it's no fault of your own. You've pitched out of your mind for a long time now, and you're, an asset that people want, and you're going to get paid a lot of money. But it sucks that Detroit just doesn't get to keep you for your whole career. That's just kind of a bummer, and I think fans are probably they can be happy for you, but also be like, yeah, that kind of sucks. That's our guy.
Yeah, no doubt. And it sucks for me too. This wasn't the way the season was supposed to go. Going into the off season, the people that we acquired, through free agency and who we signed, I'm like, this is the World Series team. This is the team that I'm going to go and win a World Series and beat anybody. It doesn't matter what's going on. So, it's tough for my end too. I would love to play my whole career in Detroit. I would love to, and hopefully those negotiations can pick back up in November. Once the playoffs are done, and we'll see where that goes. Hopefully they're involved with everything. I would love to return. I got nothing but good things to say about the city of Detroit and the manager, the coaching, the staff, the trainers, the teammates. Yeah, it's tough, and I'm going to try not to cry right now, but I love all those guys. So hopefully they're involved in November, and we'll see what happens then.
I am calling absolute cap. Not talking about he misses the city, not talking about his love for the city and his love for his guys, and he cried when he was leaving the dugout, and he didn't cry when his wife walked down. I ain't calling cap on that. That's all real. That's legit. It's authentic. When that joker said, looking at the guys we bought in the offseason, I mean, this is a World Series team. Shut up. No. That's not what he thought. Is that what you thought, Justin, coming to the 2026 Tiger season? The moves they made in the offseason? Championship? Is that what you thought?
No.
No. Stop. This feels like blowing smoke. This feels like trying to make people feel good. And even at the end when he talks about it, it's like, yeah, hopefully down the line, November, they'll continue to talk. Like, he's sad that he left his best friends. I agree. He's sad that the guys he got drafted with, the guys that he's learned, the guys that he's, you've been in that foxhole with. Like, he's been in the foxhole with some guys. They've been through some moments, man, whether you're talking about 3 seasons ago where you start off his butt and you finish off and you make the playoff run, whether it was last year you start off in first place and you still make a playoff run, whether it was getting right there, this close to the ALCS and then falling short 2 seasons in a row. You've been through a lot. I get that. But you and everybody else know you don't feel you can win here in Detroit.
I don't know if that's true. Come on, you thought you could win in Cleveland? You thought you could win in New York? You thought you could Cleveland? You thought you could win at every single spot you went to because you're a player.
I didn't think I could win in Cleveland.
Not Cleveland.
Okay, all right.
I didn't think I could.
Cleveland is the exception.
I did not
it's
think
the mistake by the lake. We can. Let me reel that back.
In all difference, no, I did not think I could win in Cleveland because when I got to Cleveland, nobody there had a winning mentality. Those guys were talking. They were talking about the offseason, Anson. It was like week 4.
But this is a team that's gotten out of the playoffs and won a first-round matchup the last 2 seasons without a lot of help. And you got these young guys ready to come up, make an impact in training camp. Obviously, Max doesn't come up for a little while, but you see what Magoo is. You bring in Framber. I didn't love the peripherals of that signing and the pay, but you think you've got the arms. You're not doing pitching chaos this year. You've got more bats supposedly, and there's no reason why. And even while you're looking at, listen, the Tigers to this day are number 2 in score differential. They're number 5 in the MLB. So this team truly is not that far off. I don't think that he's really capping on that. I believe that this team came in high on their own supply, really believing in themselves. Because last year they just faltered. Otherwise, in their mind, we should have walked away with the division. We should have had home field advantage. We should have had no issue getting to the ALCS and maybe even further. So I think everybody in Detroit, in that clubhouse and that administration, they felt that they were going to be a World Series team this year. Winning it, another story. But I think unanimously, they all felt they were going.
If he felt they were a World Series team, then he should have stayed his ass on the mound instead of taking himself out the game.
Amen.
But he took himself out the game. That. And how many times did Terry Scuba throw 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 15, 13, and they lost? How many times did he get let down by the bats?
You're not wrong.
And then in the offseason, the big move that the Tigers made, it wasn't a bat. I didn't hear Vladimir Guerrero Jr. coming through the door, thank God, based on what his season is. I didn't hear these bats. I didn't hear the slugger that was going to change it. What I heard was Framber Valdez, the Iron Horse. So when I say cap, I say cap because he would have stayed his ass on the mound. And then 2, when we saw the moves that were made, remember week 1 when they made Framber and Justin Verlander back-to-back? We were like, okay, we're cooking with grease. Yeah. We didn't say anything the rest of the free agent cycle. So that's where I say cap. Just in my opinion.
I get it. I guess the only thing left on that is to flip the other side of it. And Scooble's gone. Did we somehow keep the best pitcher that we had?
Casey Mize.
No, he gone too.
Exactly.
I'm talking about somebody else that's done something for the first time since 1913.
Oh, Lord.
Same name as my brother. What's up, Troy?
What was that?
Troy Melton, man.
I know who. I said what?
Well, actually, somebody dropped it on me. I wish Gordo was here. He's done something with where are our baseball guys right now? I think it's in the amount of starts, which is like 15 or something, that he's a sub 1.5 ERA, sub 1 WHIP, and then has a certain amount of wins as well.
Yeah, true. I just also don't buy into.
So an ESPN cherry picked stat.
Is it?
I mean, that's what it sounds like. I'm not big on those types of stats personally. Yeah. However, I do think Troy Melton's a dog, and I do think that he is the best pitcher on the Detroit Tigers, with the potential of Jackson Jobe coming in there being. Yep, he's supposed to start this weekend on Saturday. Correct.
Better than Scooble?
Not better than Skubal, but is he on the staff anymore?
No, he is not.
So he does not apply.
This is true.
I do like Troy Melton though, and why
Yes.
he is so good is
Future.
because he has a great pitch mix, doesn't try to overpower you, makes you swing the bat, and it's a lot of weak contact that our fielders are able to field up, scoop up, and throw it over to Torque for the putout.
All right, let me get this story out there because we won't be bringing this back on Monday. I want to get it out. 6 minutes left to the end of the show. You guys have been a hell of a chat. It has been a hell of a week. Starting to get these weeks back to back to back. As what J-Mo said, Waymo, stacking days. Stacking days, stacking weeks. Here we go. Investigative reporting by Pablo Torre, used to be with ESPN, and Sam Koppelman revealed second questionable multi-million-dollar endorsement deal involving Kawhi Leonard. This time, Daktronics. And if you don't know what Daktronics is the Halo board that goes all the way around the Intuit Dome. It is the largest one in the arena space in all 4 major sports. The South Dakota-based manufacturer responsible for building the massive Halo board. Basically, what's going on is owner Steve Ballmer got with Daktronics, which is the second time he's done one of these situations, and what he did was allow them to offload some of his contract and make it through Daktronics. Now, how it was found is, where is the no-show? Basically, the investigation originally focused on the $28 million no-show endorsement deal Leonard signed with Aspiration and now defunct Green Banking Company. Basically, what happens is they said he was doing an endorsement deal. They said he was a part of the company. He has no equity, he has no stakes, he has no shown, he has not shown up, has done nothing for the company. They were legitimately trying to offload some of his contract. This is the second time they've done it. The first time they did it, one of the individuals in the deal took the fall for Steve Ballmer, 10 years in prison. This is the second time. This is illegal. And not only will this affect Steve Ballmer, it's going to affect Kawhi Leonard. If this is true, because it is alleged, and you have to have more come out, if this is true, there's no claw this season. Steve Ballmer might be out as the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers for this season. I don't know what the hell it is about these Los Angeles Clippers owners, but they always up to no good. This is crazy.
It is.
This is a cool way to cheat, but it's cheating.
From Sterling to this guy to Ballmer, it's as ridiculous as it is, and all the implications it has for the Toronto Raptors and Kawhi Leonard. It just makes me, Mr. Conspiracy Anson, wonder how many other teams and players are doing this.
Right.
This is not the first.
Facts.
It's just the first that's been caught.
You cannot tell me that Kawhi Leonard is the one that came up with this idea.
Hell no.
And that's why I agree with you 100%. But now that you have this, now that somebody's gotten caught, you know they're going to start going after other people, especially people doing it the right way.
You don't look until you find it. Once you find it, then they're like, man, what if there's
Who
more
else?
around?
Who's Ballmer cool with? Which one of his owners is he cool with? That's how you find him.
I just want to throw this out there. I think it's funny. It's a little off-related, but J-Mo's father just put on his Instagram story of the video of J-Mo having a sick-ass catch in practice. So his expectations, Braylon, that you have to meet for him to, be better as a player, obviously, is 100 receptions, 1,700 yards, and 12 touchdowns. That's what he expects J-Mo to have this year.
That's what he said he's going to have?
Yeah.
Papa Waymo?
That's what his
Papa
dad
Waymo.
said.
Solid.
His dad said that.
100 receptions.
I love the faith, man.
1,700 yards,
Right.
Faith
12
and belief.
touchdowns. I love that.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So what happens to Amon-Ra St. Brown along this way?
Did Stanley put out a line for you back in the day?
Nah.
That's some pressure, boy.
Pops will put on line. That's the 12 touchdowns. 12 touchdowns is doable. 1,700 is.
Oh, J-Mo dad wild too.
How many yards? What's the record that Cup has? That's
he doesn't have the record. It's you talking about yards? That's Calvin. Calvin still's got the yards. It's 1967. The catch record is Michael Thomas. That's 179, I think, which is insane. And the touchdowns is touchdowns is Jerry Rice. Randy. Randy broke it. It's 23.
So what did Cup do? Other than Triple Crown.
Cup did he did 120, 1943, and 16. So he had more touchdowns than Calvin. When Calvin had the 19, when he broke the yardage record, he had more touchdowns than Calvin, but Calvin had more yards. Yeah.
Yeah, Teach me up, Bray. I love it.
Just a little bit, man.
Let's tell them about these guys before we tell them about our winner.
Absolutely. Let me tell you
job,
about Amnesia.
Somebody's
I
gotta
do
be
not
focused.
have a pen on me, so unfortunately we do not get the usual satisfactory of this read, but I can tell you I'll indulge it after because I'm going to get one on my way out because Amnesia hooks it up always. They can hook you up 2 flavors, 1 device, 3 ways to enjoy it. You can hit it all 3 ways, and they also have the best top-of-the-line glass tip pre-rolls, 1.5 grams of hash rosin infused pre-rolls. They are the best. And then let me tell you about Gold Crown Cannabis Royal Jesters, 1.5 grams, coated in keef, live resin infused. They are the royalty in the weed game. They are everywhere that you could possibly be. I gave my uncle one last night. His first time he's ever smoked a Gold Crown, and he loved it. So make sure you tap in with Gold Crown today, whether you're young like me or a little up there like Anson and my uncle. Make sure you tap in with Gold Crown.
The beef continues. The war continues.
Yeah.
Gen Z versus the boomers.
Anyway.
I got lumped into it too, so I'd be talking about myself technically.
You better hope he looks this good.
Facts. Because you know what we didn't have? We didn't have all these, I won't say it on air. I'll say it off, okay?
A couple different things, guys. Last chance to spike that last. Spike it? Spike it. Spike that like button.
See,
guys.
it's football season. See, it's football. Now you're trying to spike the football. It's football
I
season.
need 27 to get us to 150 before we end this show. Athletics, the cityless athletics manager has just been fired. Breaking news from our buddy Rando.
Oh, wow.
And then next week,
Athletics?
are we giving away something big? Is that happening?
Oh, shout out to the Tigers while we over here BS 11-0 last night. Yeah, you should love.
Yeah, are
11-0.
we doing that next week?
Yes, we are. You want to announce it now?
You announce it.
So, you know what? It's perfect timing. Jameer Gibbs yesterday got the bag. The contract was announced today. Monday, we have a signed autographed jersey from one Jameer Gibbs. The Agent Zero. We will be putting that on the desk. Let Anson do his song and dance. So, hey, next week, we need you. Next week, we need you dialed in. Next week, we need you excited. Next week, we need you getting the super chat, smashing that like button. Because if that guy right there isn't happy, then I'm not happy. And if I ain't happy, ain't no jersey. Ain't no jersey going out. You got to make Anson happy. You make him happy, the jersey goes out. It's just how it goes.
And you know, because you guys know that I like
And you
to
have been
double
doing
them
that
on
ever since.
Fridays. I don't know what day I'm going to double them next week.
There's a lot of people.
So make sure you tap in all 5 days, because one of those days we'll be doubling the spots on the wheel.
Ooh,
you know, I
way
shuffle
to
it
get 'em,
2,
Anson.
3, and 4 times. Click to spin, and who's taking it home?
It's going to be
Nitty or Freddy.
I'm going to go Rando. I can't even see from here.
Raw
Oh,
Biz.
it's right. He's the gift that keeps on giving. Shout out to
Raw
our Canadian
Biz, man.
Connect.
It is your right.
There you go.
It is your right.
So now, can we get him to
Shout
come
out
over
Raw
from Windsor?
Biz.
Come over.
Would you
pick
like
it
to
up?
come over? Either way, Raw,
Or we'll
what I
send it
need
to
you to
you.
do is I need you to email me,
How-
Anson.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Anson at Woodward Sports. You can either come in through for a tour of the studio, or we'll get this thing mailed out to you. I am behind. No, we're going to get that taken care of. Joey's just about got our shipping stuff situated, so
Had to walk that
we'll be
over
coming
the
to you
Gordie
soon.
Howe Bridge.
There you go.
Shout
No,
out, man.
that's a long bridge. Looks great though.
It does look great, man, and you all look great, man. Hell of a week out of you guys, man. Sweet Potato Cam, great job out of you. Justin, my right hand, you did your thing. Anson, as always,
Going to
you are
Canada.
tremendous. And the chat, we appreciate you, man. We cannot make this thing possible if not for you. I will say this in passing. Be a friend to one of your friends. One of your friends is going through something. Make sure you pay attention. Pay attention to signs and be there for them. Literally yesterday, a friend of mine, shout out to my boy Valal, Jimmy Valou. He recognized that I had some energy about myself, and you know what he told me? He said, yo, I don't know what you got going on after the show. Let's go to the driving range. Let's go golf. Brought me back to life in that moment. Be a friend to somebody. You never know how much they need that. Love you guys, and we'll see you Monday.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.